Okay. Got a bird on my shoulder. I've still gotta set up some stuff. How do I move my microphone closer without scaring her? Not like that, apparently. Well, that did a thing. Let's create some slack on the cable. Lily. Let's see, I am waiting for co-host. I'm gonna unmute that. I'm gonna jump back into the voice chat. Oh, awesome. I guess I'll just play some Yu-Gi-Oh while I wait. Because there's no point really explaining what I'm doing today until other person arrives and I can actually start debating the objective Pokemon tiers. What are we playing today? Oh, for this moment. Charmers? Something familiar about this. Might as well. To be honest, all of my decks aren't exactly up to scratch at the moment. You know, it's been a good week, I think. Been a good few days since the last stream I did. I've achieved nothing. I've done nothing. Usually a very good sign. It means nothing's gone wrong. Oh no, it's Bird Up. Ugh, so boring. The fact that they're going first, though, kind of makes me think they've got Harpies in their hand. Turquoise Warbler. Ugly as fuck. It's not my favorite of the art. I feel like any of them, but hey. That one's... Oh, the original 3 probably goes worst, mid, and the other one, what is it? Sparrow? Something? It's alright. This one, it's alright. Assembled Nightingale, it's alright. Beryl Canary, it's alright. Like I said, none of these are my favorite. I wonder if I should tell him that I'm in the voice chat. If he wants to join. No, it's not on Discord. He's probably eating. Human needs to do that eating food thing. Where art thou? Great, 2 recitals stalling. Now there are 2 of them. Just take my headphones out. For a second. My bird can start picking at my brain. Celeste Wagtail. To be honest, this sounds really weird. This isn't Pokemon. No, I'm waiting for co-host because my plan is to rank all the Pokemon, but I was like, well, if I don't wait for him, I'm just gonna have to explain all the tiers again, and probably have to justify like a bunch of them. Because like part of the joy I was thinking was just like arguing with people, going like, what, you think Bulbasaur's mid at best? But no, it's my favorite. What? No, Charizard has such an impact on Pokemon overall that you can't put it in anything other than good. And I'm like, nah, it's god awful. It's like I need someone to have these arguments with, essentially. Which is really petty. So I thought I'll just play a game just so I don't get rusty. Waiting. This is how Bird Up wins. Not by having a game plan, but by just pausing. We all know Mr. Mime is the only S-tier Pokemon in existence. Yeah, sure, buddy. Which one? The original or the Galar? Oh, this might be a bit controversial, but I actually really like Mr. Rhyme, the evolution, and Mime Jr. I think they're quite neat. I like that he becomes a Charlie Chaplin kind of dude. Fly away, buddy. That's a shame. What are the odds that they have two thingos? And the bird is gone. I can put my headphones back in. Yeah, we're gonna activate and add a thing. To be really funny to return Utopic Future Dragon. Mr. Rhyme is cool. He absolutely is. Adding Ice type to most Pokemon just enhances their coolness factor. Doesn't have another one. Does he have another one? Oh, he's got an effect. Okay. Oh well. Oh, that's not a good sign. Who do we want? Another one, I guess. Another Smash. You know, I'm not even enthusiastic about this game. Oh, hang on, wait, no, I need to change the OBS. Okay, how do I... where's the button? So I just remembered when I was last talking to you, I think. I had it playing through speakers. I think my argument was I couldn't be bothered plugging in headphones. Was that it?
I don't remember.
Wait, no, I was streaming last time.
You're playing. Is this last time Yu-Gi-Oh or last time Pokemon?
This was last time you... this was Monday.
Oh,
Speaking of, I'm just gonna quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I'm done. I was just doing that to stall for time. Okay. How are you?
yeah, right.
That's good. Except Jinx. I personally can't stand the design of Jinx. I think it's fine. I don't like the blackface bit, but like just as a general thing, I think Jinx is fine. I wouldn't put it at mid at best. I put it in the tier lower, but hang on. What I'm gonna do. Okay, what I'm gonna do is because stream has a delay on OBS, sorry, no, on Discord, I will screen share, just trying to think, if I do, wait, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's the folder. Let's just share that. So can you see what's on the screen?
Have a look. Join stream. Yes, but how do I can see me, you, and the screen. How do I isolate that?
I think click on
How do I
it.
make the... Oh, yep, I double clicked. That worked.
Right? Yeah, because I have no idea. I basically never do that through Discord. I always project my my OBS through Discord. I never have to see what other people are seeing. Anyway, what we're doing today, we're gonna put every Pokemon into tiers, because I thought that'd be a real fun and constructive use of our time.
This is gonna be one.
Yeah, well, the whole point, I was just saying this before you came in, was like, it'd be really good to get into like arguments about like what Bulbasaur's mid at best, but I have such fond memories of Bulbasaur carrying me through most of Kanto, and I'd be like, yeah, that's good, but he's ugly, and I hate stuff like that. I think it'd be really funny, and I think it'd be really cool as we get later on. To like the Sun and Moon era, where I basically love all of those Pokemon.
And I probably won't recognize half of them.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the important thing of like you're actually able to see the stream, so you can see all. If I put Bulbasaur here, which is the first one,
I'm gonna find this even harder. That app where you actually have to like choose between them was hard enough.
Yeah, I
but
hate
now, like,
that.
in advance, but like it at least gave me a way to isolate. Like I had to choose between, and wasn't thinking so much of like that's the best one. Just being able to narrow it down. This is gonna be really tough.
These are all the Pokemon that we need to go through.
Yeah. There's just gonna be some that are like. I found even when I was picking between them, I just hit certain points where I was like, "Oh, I prefer that to that," but then somehow it's like a triangle. I go, well,
Yeah.
I prefer, say, that more than, I would have thought I'd put, say, Dragonite higher, but then somehow, like, it wasn't. But then I'm like, well, but I'd still put Dragonite above those, but technically I'd put those above most of the other things I'd put above Dragonite, so, I'm
at work, so anything to carry me through the drudgery of this bullshit. That's okay, we'll be here for a while. I should probably... so, when I set this up, I was like, nah, I can't be bothered doing like letters or numbers for the things. So at the top, the highest, we have Perfection by a quote from Fassbender 2011. And it's a reference to that scene from X-Men First Class where he's like, I said the real Raven, perfection. And yeah, so that's like the cream of the crop. That's our Alolan Vulpix. That's our trying to think of other perfect Pokemon. Our Cosmogs.
Because I'm like, I would say like Mewtwo.
I think I would agree, but I'm not a big fan. Obviously, well, this is like I feel like. What is actually going to happen is one of us will present an argument, the other will just be like, yeah, I see your point, whatever. Because like,
they'll all end up right in average.
Okay, so the next one is the James Gatz of Pokemon. Do you get that one? Do you know who James Gatz is?
I don't think I do.
That's Gatsby. Because he was the great Gatsby.
Oh, right. When you said Gatsby, I'm like, what? From Tripod?
No,
Oh,
from
that's Gatsby. That's
Gatsby, from
Gatsby.
The
I'm
Great
getting
Gatsby.
yeah.
That's Jay Gatsby. With Tobey
I'm
Maguire,
thinking
who
of
might be in the
Gatsby.
Spider-Man film, and I'm really upset about that.
Mm,
Okay, so that one is
I'm.
they're not perfect, but they're better than good. You were gonna say something?
I was gonna say I'm warming up to the Spider-Man thing purely as a like the way Endgame felt, just a bit of a fun celebratory thing.
Yeah, I feel
I don't
like
think it's gonna be brilliant narratively, but yeah.
I guess tonally, I'm getting that vibe just based on the trailers. It's like we're not seeing it much as like a celebration. It feels like we get clips of like I was about to say Toby, Tom going like, "Oh, I can't save everyone. This is all my fault," and just really getting bloodied and beaten up. And I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
cool." It's just I
Yeah.
worry. It's like I still haven't booked tickets for this, and I feel like I probably should at some point.
Yeah.
But just I feel like I'm gonna go into the film in the first like 10 minutes. Mysterio's thing is gonna be undone in some legal battle, and then the rest of the film is just gonna be like, well, Tom wants to be Tom, but not Spider-Man, and he doesn't want the world to know that he's Spider-Man. Doctor Strange, help! And then, whoa, multiverse! Ah.
That's where it depends on what I go in wanting. Like if I go in wanting a solid story that utilizes all of its components, I think it's gonna be overstuffed. But I'm like, if I just want the way I said I wanted the Carnage film, which I haven't seen yet. But like the way I looked at that and went, oh, a villain who just wants to like rampage and kill stuff. That's a trope I like.
No,
Like I just
Rampage
want
was in
to
the
see
first
a really
Venom
threatening-
film.
Was they? I didn't see either one.
Right, well, Rampage...
Um,
hang on, I'm pretty sure it was Rampage. Rampage was like the villain of the first one, and Carnage was the villain of the second. So when you say
Yeah,
you
I
wanted
guess
Carnage to rampage, I'm like, no, Rampage
I mean,
rampages.
like it's partly for me. Like I'm a big fan of Cheers, so Woody Harrelson playing a villain, cool. Playing a murderous psychopathic villain, even more cool. From what I've heard about the film, it doesn't pull that off either. But like, I'm like, if that's the kind of tone I'm now at with the Spider-Man thing. I'm like, if you're gonna pull in all these villains, at least just make it intensely fun. Just go throw everything at the wall and just make it as enjoyable as possible. Like just make it a blockbuster popcorn thing. But if they are then taking it seriously, it's like, okay, then make all these components work narratively. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know where they're really going with it.
Yeah.
But either one would be fine, but they really need to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so the next tier is tussling hair and saying good job. Where it's like you just want to look at the Pokemon, you just want to pat it on the shoulder and go like, good. Gold star, here you go. The next one's mid at best. It's probably the ones that we have like literally no opinion on. Which is probably going to be where majority of them sit. Yeah, then not a fan. They're the ones that we start to hate. Really bad are the ones that are like, This is becoming more self-explanatory. I couldn't think of like fun references. And god awful is like our Pikachus, our Charizards. So I say that kind of jokingly, but like I am actually gonna put Pikachu in god awful because I fucking hate Pikachu. There.
I will admit, I was thinking about the Pikachu line when I was watching Scott's. I think it's Scott's Thoughts.
Scott the Was?
No, it's hang on, I got it right here. Yeah, it's called Scott's Thoughts. He goes through solo missions in Pokemon Yellow.
Right.
We did a solo mission with Pikachu where he was like, there's so many ground types, especially in the first gym and first like region area. First route area. But he was like, basically, Pikachu is almost made to really struggle in this game. And I thought about it like, if I was to put Pikachu in a better game, I would have to transfer it. Like I'd have to trade it. But if I open it as an egg to play it from the beginning, it would open as a Pichu. And then, as far as I understand, you would need to like level up its like kindness. What do you call it?
Friendship.
Yeah, friendship factor. And then it would become a Pikachu, and then I'd want to evolve it into a Raichu with a Thunderstone. So there's two separate, really annoying barriers to just evolving it to Raichu. And I was like, mascot aside, yeah, Pikachu's not that great, but it's worse. Raichu has some good stats, and it starts off as a Pichu. It's like, without that baby form, maybe. You're like, well, Pikachu's okay, then Thunderstone to Raichu, but that friendship thing on top of it is really annoying.
See, that's the thing.
So I would put Pichu in the god awful.
Wait, you would put who?
Pichu.
I
would put most of the baby Pokemon in there, to be honest.
I would put Pichu specifically in tussling hair and saying good job. But if it's the spiky-eared Pichu from Heart Gold Soul Silver, it's like, that's perfection. That Pokemon just absolutely nails it.
Yeah. Sure.
But also, on the topic of, like, Pikachu in Pokemon Yellow being, like, the real challenge route because of that ground-type gym, so the rock-type gym with, like, lots of ground, and Pikachu's basically fucked in that setting. You'll love Let's Go, that gives it like fighting type moves, and goes out of its way to like make that gym easy. I hate Let's Go. Maybe I'll play it on stream one day. I get really mad with it. But like I'm pretty sure these categories are pretty self-explanatory. Should we probably begin?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Right, Bulbasaur. Where does Bulbasaur go?
Bulbasaur, this is where I struggled even when I was trying to rate stuff, because I was like, as their own thing, like I really like the line. I really like them as a starter. I think all three starters are pretty good, and I had real trouble choosing between them. But I think he's just like, good job.
I would agree. I would actually put all three of the starters in good job.
Yeah.
The evolutionary lines, I think we can sort of give them a bit of variety. Like I would put the middle ones in mid at best because they're really not special. In fact, I actually think Ivysaur is probably the best one. Nah, I hate Charmeleon and Wartortle. Wartortle's ugly as fuck.
I like Charmeleon purely for like consistency. It's like cool. It looks like the mid-stage dragon between the two.
Are we putting that in mid? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think I would also put Ivysaur in good. Ivysaur's just like bigger Bulbasaur. Like it just works.
Yeah, I'll help you fight for it, but like, yeah, Charmeleon's my favorite only because Charmander is my favorite by a slide.
Right.
But ultimately, yeah, they're all kind of like, yeah, I'm so used to all three of them. It's hard to choose.
Right. This is going a bit quicker than I thought, which is probably good. Venusaur, where are we putting Venusaur? Also, Megas are in this, and alternate forms.
Ooh, okay, well, in that case, and this is what I have to consider, like, where other things might go in the scale.
Right.
I would put them in the James Gats.
You would put, which one?
In all fairness, I would put all three starter final evolutions in James Gats.
Well, I put Charizard in God Awful.
I know Charizard is completely overused, but yeah.
It is iconic. I will have to agree with that statement. But that leaves their Mega forms. I think...
And this is where it's a tough one, because, like, I think their Mega forms and their Giant forms are amazing. But I'm happy to, like, disagree
I'm not
on
a fan... Well, the Giant forms aren't even in here, apparently. But
right.
I would definitely put the Mega Charizard X. And
yeah,
I think X and
I like
Y in Gats.
The one that looks more dragony but less blue flamey. I feel like it's purely a taste thing. I'm like, I've just always liked just Charizard with extra spikes?
I like the black blue flame one more than just bigger Charizard. Possibly
Yeah.
because it's
Keep 'em
dragon.
both-
I think the
Yeah.
Y form is still just fire flying.
Oh yeah.
It was not
Yeah.
even a
I don't like
dragon.
that. Yeah.
But that's
I
the
do
thing.
like
It's like,
it better when it is a dragon.
yeah, I don't think there was a reason for them both to exist. Like, I'm imagining
Yeah.
just make the orange one a dragon. As much as I really like the black blue flame Charizard X, it's like I could live with it just being boring like the others. I say boring, but I've put them in good job, except for the
I'm
Charizard one.
recognizing when I clearly played Pokemon Y a lot more than Pokemon X, because like I played Pokemon X just to like finish it and have both of them done.
Right.
But I realized that I when I picked Charmander the first time, I just happened to pick it in Y, and I've gotten really used to that. And I'm like, yeah, I've never actually played Charizard X as a dragon. That's a shame. Whereas like I'm looking at Blastoise with his 3 cannons and being like, that is near perfection. The more I think about it.
Really? 'Cause I
It's like,
think
it's
he
a
looks a
triple
bit.
combo.
He looks a bit chunky and squashed. You know what? I think I can compromise and put them all in Gatsby.
Yeah.
Though the more I think about it, the more I'm like, actually, I really like Mega Venusaur. But again, that's probably just a compromise of like, let's put him in Gatsby, let's move on. Caterpie.
On Caterpie, I feel bad for. I put it a lot higher than I was expecting to when I went through these. Just as like I thought Butterfree would be like up there because of the anime and such, and I was just like, nah. But Caterpie's design, as far as like when I was growing up with Pokemon, as far as bugs go, I was just like, it is spot on.
Yeah, Eden and Weedle really work.
Yeah,
Are we putting them in good job?
I think so. Yeah.
That's so weird.
So, I think for the same way you like Charizard should be down there because it's overused, I find I do the same thing to Butterfree. I'm like, sure, I love it because of the anime, but do I really like its design?
I do.
And then I tend to like try and rate it lower just to. I just feel biased. Whereas like Caterpie does not get enough love.
Other thing, I'm gonna put Butterfree in good job because I actually do like its design. And also when I played, because when I played the Johto remakes, despite the fact that Gold was like my first game, I played Soul Silver first. I think it's because I was just like an edgelord and I'm like, oh, it's the blue one. I like that one better. But when I went and played Heart Gold, I got a Caterpie and I was like, oh, I'll just keep this Butterfree in my team then. And it just kind of was good.
Oh, cool, yeah. I mean, like when I played Pokemon Yellow, I never fully understood like type stuff. Like I always went in with Pikachu and then went, oh yeah, well, I can't do anything against rock.
That's the yellow one.
And then would go catch. But I'd catch every Pokemon except a fighting type. And then like would generally go, oh, Butterfree does pretty well because of confusion. Like that was just always my way. Oh no, that was that or Pidgey. Because I always thought for some reason Pidgey, even though I clearly trained it up a bit, but I was always just like Pidgey and Gust. That's the way to go. But Butterfree was always right there. Which for the same reason, like I value Pidgeot, I think a lot more than I probably should. Like people tell me its stats are really terrible. I don't think its design's that great.
I think the Mega looks cool.
Yeah, I don't remember it as much.
Well, it's this
now
one.
I'm thinking like Pidgey's. Oh yeah.
I don't know how large that is on the screen, to be honest.
I think I'm starting to realize again. I always thought I'd like the higher evolutions better, just because they're stronger. But like, I think I'm judging these purely on design and going, Pidgey just looks like a bird. Like it's just again spot on. Its evolutions are okay. Pidgey just, yeah.
Yeah. Metapod and Kakuna.
Oh.
I think Kakuna's. I think they're mid at best.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Metapod just because of like all the memes. I'm so fucking sick of it.
I think it looks goofy. I can never tell which way it was looking.
Yeah.
I never understood if it's like a goofy moon or a sad cocoon.
Mm. And that's the thing. When they translated it into 3D with the models, I don't think it became any more clear with Metapod.
No.
Like, I still look at it and go like, yep, that's the shape of Metapod. But, is that forwards? Also, it's a cocoon.
think
Why does
it
it
is-
have eyes?
That's where the bump on the right, I always mistook for a nose. Like it's.
Oh my god, I'm
That's
never gonna be able to unsee this now. Oh, he looks so fucking wonky.
Like when there was
He
the
looks
the
like
episode where
fucking
Ash men
Ferb from
plotting
Phineas
against
and
the other
Ferb, but with
god.
like Phineas's nose.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
hate
don't know.
this.
I always hated it. It just like it's not that bad, but it's not great. It's, like as a kid, I was so confused by it.
Yeah, I'm still gonna put it in not a fan just because of like the Metapod, Harden, hehehe, funny joke.
Oh yeah, no. I also played a version where I got stuck with that because everything like ran out of PP and I was
You
stuck
said
with
PP.
that. There's someone in a YouTube thing the other day said hit points. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, oh right, yeah.
That's what it
Of course,
means.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't think of them as individual points. I was like,
Yeah.
just how.
Where are we putting B-Drill?
B-Drill is
And then
okay.
Mega B-Drill. The mid at best.
Mega B-Drill is amazing.
Yeah, I would put it in Gatsby.
But that's where I'm like, that's what Mega B-Drill should have looked like to begin with.
That's what. Well, I think we're gonna get that with most Megas. Is like they're really good. I like Megas a lot.
Yeah, me too.
We're up to Pidgey now.
I'm weird on what Gyarados and Gengar. I like their original forms better.
Oh, I really like Mega Gengar, but I really like Gengar too. Like, I think I would put Gengar in perfection. Mega Gengar, still fucking glorious. Where's Gyarados? Oh yeah, that's what it looks like.
Maybe it's like when I play it specifically, I just feel like the animation front on I don't like so much.
Yeah.
Like that image in there is alright, but the three. I'm recognizing anything like post X and Y, the 3D really didn't help. I'm like, some of these are going to look really good in terms of like design and just the concept of them. Like a stronger Gengar is always good, but just playing it, I just go, I'd rather just keep him as is.
That's the issue. Is like, Gengar's a trade evolution. Good luck getting it. Those are a pain in the ass. Like, if I could add one thing to a Pokemon game, first of all, it would be fucking riders. But the second thing would be an evolution stone that's like the trade stone or the link stone that you just use it and it evolves trade evolution Pokemon.
This is why I packs now, because I can just program it so you don't have to trade. And I just level up and it does what it should have done in the first place.
Right, so where are we putting Pidgey? Because I've put him at mid at best for Pidgey and Pidgeotto. Tussling Hair for Pidgeot, and Mega Pidgeot is in Gatsby.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be I know I'm very much a Gen 1 or a Gen 2. Like there's gonna
definitely
be
not.
some people, but for the most part, like I've drawn half these Pokemon before. I'm just gonna be like, I like most of their design. And as long as they stayed in 2D, they got better and better as they went along.
Gen 5 sprite artwork, just fucking amazing. That, like, I don't want them to remake Gen 5 in 3D. I want them to go back and make sort of higher fidelity sprite animations, because they look so good.
I just want to go back and play Platinum and Black and White, because I'm like, yeah. I need to get the opportunity.
More people should play Black and White.
Yeah, I was watching a retrospective on it today, and I was like, yeah, this looks really good.
Okay, so Rattata.
See, Rattata's one of those, didn't care for it from the beginning and still don't.
That's the thing. We've got the distinction between like regular and Alolan Rattata, and I really like Alolan Rattata.
Like, well, yeah.
So like, are we putting regular at mid at best, or not a fan?
I'm not a fan.
I think I would
It's
kind of.
really like I go with it looks like a rat, but it's like yeah, but it was also super annoying in games. It's gonna be like Zubat. I'm gonna take one look at Zubat and go, nope,
Yeah,
caves.
Zubat and
Oh,
Golbat, I'd be like not a fan, but Crobat, amazing.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put
Crobat's the only thing that makes Zubat worth it.
I'm gonna put the Alolan Rattata at mid at best. I just really like how Alolan Raticate. Speaking of, where the fuck is actual regular Raticate? It's not here. We're just stuck with Alolan Raticate, which is like based on the Godfather.
Doesn't exist list.
I really like Alolan Raticate because it's basically the Godfather, and Rattata are like the minions, the gangsters that go around discouraging for food for the boss. I just really like that aspect, and I also like how this is getting a bit ahead, but where is it? The Pokemon Gumshoes is meant to be a detective who's rivaling the mob boss Raticate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like these lore things. I like reading the Pokedex and going, oh, that's really cool.
Which one's Gumshoes again? Because I recognize the name and I kind of picture it.
Hang on, I just had it a second ago. It is this one.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, is that the one with Trump hair?
Unfortunately, yes.
For that reason alone, I've never cared for it.
Right. And I think that's fair. I also just feel like that's a bit mean and unfortunate for it. It didn't want that.
Yeah, it's one of those like, why did they design it that way? Otherwise, I have no opinions on it.
That's the thing. I think they designed it well before he announced his nomineeship, or it was before, like at the start, when he threw his hat into the ring. I remember people being like, "Oh, this is a funny joke, Donald," and it only got progressively worse.
Yeah, I remember that too. I was like, yeah, it is funny at first, but like.
Then he actually started saying things.
Yeah.
So Spearow and Fearow. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, see,
I'm really not a fan.
I've never used it, but Spearow, because of that first episode, like, I just like Spearow as far as like Kanto birds go. I like Spearow in concept. And just because it looks so hungry and threatening in the first episode.
Right.
But whereas like Fearow just looks like a weird.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna put Fearow in really bad because it just looks so fucking awkward.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in like runs use it to be like, this is actually pretty useful. I'm like, yeah, but I'd take one look at it and go,
it's ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we putting Spearow? Because like I'm basically not gonna fight on this one, unless you put it in Gatsby, in which case I'd be like, where are we putting it?
Yeah, no, I put it in mid at best.
Okay, I'm gonna
put like, it. I have a fondness for it in terms of anime, but I'm like, I'd never use it, and I've never like, I don't have any personal attachment to it.
It is that just impact from the anime. Also, the fact that like they pull the same shit in Pokemon Sun and Moon when Cosmog is being attacked by 3 Spearows on a bridge, and the trainer has to go in and save it from the Spearows. At this point, doesn't even have Pokemon of their own. So it's really a really good scene for bonding the character or the player with Cosmog. Of like, I'm gonna go risk my life, and also it's very dynamic for like a trainer who doesn't have Pokemon to actually throw themselves in a position of conflict. Yeah, that's neat. Where are we putting Ekans and Arbok?
It's a tough one.
I'm
I
not a
don't care
fan.
for either of them. I've got to admit, I've never liked the design. I've never wanted to use one. I get that Jesse has an Arbok, so I want to rate that a little higher. But like, I'm also like, as far as Pokemon Jesse and James have, I still don't care for it.
Right.
Like if
The
I was to rate Team Rocket's Pokemon, I'd be like, yeah, Arbok's down on the bottom there.
What I really like about Arbok, and it's something that only happens in like the first 4 generations, is that if you look at its patterns, they're always different based on what region it comes
I
from.
forgot about that. Yeah. I like the trivia that there's Snake and Cobra spelled backwards if you change the K to a C.
Just like how
It's
Muck
Pokemon
is backwards. Oh my god. My favorite one is Gloom backwards. It's Moolg. It doesn't fucking mean anything.
It's like I used to have that Kanto. I say used to, I still got it, but the Kanto book that gives you like little Pokemon trivias. I used to know the height, weight off by heart. I don't know any of them now.
That's probably a good sign, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So just for that, I'm gonna put Arbok at mid at best, but only like if they continue that. Like, imagine how fucking cool it would be if because Pokemon in the current generation have like markers and data saying, oh, it came from this region and it traveled across time and space to get here. Like, if they still had like different patterns based on the regions it came from, and I'm like, that's just an image texture. That should be so fucking easy to program. It's like, oh, the region of origin is Johto. Okay, it has Sprite 4 for its body.
Yeah, like keep it consistent, and not just like reboot to the only one you've got.
Yeah, because like that, and obviously that's how it worked in the past. Of like, it doesn't matter if they came from Johto. If you transfer them to Platinum from Hogwarts or Silver, they'll have the Platinum Sprite. But we're at a point where like they could invest these resources into making the world feel a bit better and more organic.
Yeah.
Alive, sorry, is the word I'm looking for. But they don't.
Yeah. Lively and vicarious experience.
So until they do that, Arbok is stuck in mid at best. Alolan Raichu and regular Raichu.
See, this is where
Let's do regular first.
I personally like regular Raichu a lot. Between its lightning tail and the anime, and just like as far as electric types goes, I think it's actually one of my favorites.
Right.
I say that when thinking about what the other ones are. Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to put it into a category,
I'll put it in James Katz.
Okay.
I think it's just really good.
Right, and
now think about it, that would be Mega Raichu would be the best.
No, but you absolutely know if they were to bring Megas back now and give Pokemon Megas, they wouldn't give Raichu one. They'd be like, Pikachu transcended the ability of Megas and was able to have one of its own. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. No.
I'd fucking cry. I'm going to put Alolan Raichu in the same category. Yeah. I was thinking, as you were saying that, like, I wonder if it'd be really controversial to just put it one higher, because I like it a lot more. But it's literally to do with, like, it ate a lot of pancakes, and people think that's why it has psychic abilities.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you mentioned that. And I'm like, yes, that does make it... Like, I like that it's on a surfboard enough, but I'm like, but that means it doesn't have its, like, lightning tail as much, and it looks a little more animated than... I like Raichu for the sense of power and speed it looks like it has.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's apples and oranges for me with those two.
Yeah. What I will say is like Raichu is like the best. Regular Raichu is like the best of Kanto. You've got like your sharp edges and your round curves, whereas Alolan Raichu, fitting with the theme of the Alola region, like it does look very relaxed and relaxing because of all the round, the curves on the model and the design, and so like that's a really good way to distinguish between the two.
Yeah.
Kanto is for serious people, whereas Alola's for babies. No. Sandslash. Sandshrew, sorry, and Sandslash.
Sandshrew, I don't think at all. Sandslash. I was gonna say it looks alright. I've always wanted to use one. When I have used one, I'm like, it's just ground. It's not that great.
Yeah.
But the ice Sandslash, I'm like, yep, nah. The ice Sandslash is what it should have been the whole time.
Right, so we're gonna put the ground ones at...
Not a fan, I guess.
I think I would... I'm gonna put Sandshrew at mid at best because I quite like the design more than Sandslash. I think I would put the Alolan ones at mid at best. I think this might be controversial actually, but like I would put the igloo looking Sandshrew at like not a fan.
Yeah. I
think that's really interesting. It's like the ground Sandshrew, that's great. The ice Sandslash, that's great. The ice Sandshrew, that's terrible. The ground Sandslash, not great.
Yeah, no, I won't fight you on it, but I do agree that I like Alolan Sandslash a lot more than regular Sandslash. Although I do think I like regular Sandslash a bit more than any of them. But I've also liked that Sandshrew, you know, in the anime when they list all the Pokemon, and Sandshrew's like spinning up like vertically. I always thought that's what rollout and defense curl should look like.
Right.
And so I was always disappointed by Sandshrew not looking like that when doing those moves. Same with I've always like Don
been
fan
disappointed
for
by a lot of Pokemon by the moves they use.
Yeah, I think in the later games, Don fan does roll out the way it looks in the anime, but
kind of. Let's see. The Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidorina, Nidoking, and Nidoqueen.
Oh, this is probably going to be a tough, controversial one. I really like Nidoking. It was one of the first Pokemon cards I ever had. I say one of the first because I'm pretty sure it was Machamp in the starter set.
Right.
And also just it's really cool. I mean, look at it. It's like a giant dinosaur.
I would agree.
And then Nidorino only because the anime opens with Nidorino and Gengar, and I've just always liked how cool it also looks. The rest I couldn't care less about.
That's the thing.
Nidorino's pretty fine.
I'm not a fan of Nidorino or either of the Nidorans. But I'm okay with Nidoqueen. I was gonna put Nidorino, the purple one, in either mid at best or not a fan with the other ones that I'm not a fan of. But like, yeah, you do mention that when you start the game, Red and Blue for the first time, it is Gengar versus Nidorino or something like that. And in the anime, it's that as well. They're like, oh, that actually does bump it up a bit. Good job. It should have been Nidoking, but hey.
Because of Moonstones and the fact they don't learn moves, I've often using Nidoran in that first area, trying to get through the game. I've evolved it to Nidorino and then gone, oh, I don't have a Moonstone. So I've just gotten on board with Nidorino's fine as well. Like, right. It's made Nidoran pretty useful. Otherwise, I'd just be like, yeah. Because I've never really used Nidorina, even though I also had a Nidoran female at the time.
Maybe there's probably just too many of those these Pokemon.
Yeah, I think that the Overbite gives Nidorans just a bit more flavor, but I personally don't like it. I don't like the Nidoran just has a little tooth sticking out of its face.
Yeah, that's a bit. Although Rattata has that. I'm sure there's a bunch of other
Yeah.
Pokemon that has it. Can't think of any. Let's move on. Clefairy and Clefable.
Oh, see, this is where I'm gonna have personal favorites. Clefable and Azumarill, both fairy types in the later games, both used in my Omega Ruby playthrough when I got really stuck at the Elite Four, and just great versatile. Like, in the version where I was playing them named Pokemon, like Clefable's now right up there. I otherwise wouldn't have cared for either of them initially.
Right? I don't think that's very
Yeah,
controversial. I think
very.
both of those Pokemon are pretty good. Are we saying good job or James Gatz? Because I think Clefairy is better than Clefable, but that's because of the slot machines in Diamond and Pearl.
Oh yeah.
Like, I always appreciated that.
I was thinking of the Pokemon Stadium Clefairy game.
Right.
But personally, like, yeah, because I've used Clefable a lot now, and named it, like, that's, for me, I'm like, that's, Clefable's right up there, and Clefairy's like, good job. Like, could have been started, otherwise wasn't.
It's really interesting, because there was a Pokemon manga where the main character, sort of Ash analog, had a Clefairy. And there's been a lot of like sort of speculation and stuff that Clefairy would have been like the Pokemon mascot. But like, if that happened, I'd probably put Clefairy in God Awful and Pikachu in like good job.
Well, that's what's interesting to me, where all these Pokemon fit conceptually, because it's like in Pokemon Yellow, you have Pikachu go up against Eevee. Eevee's perfectly good on its own. But it's interesting, like, Clefable has a Moonstone, Pikachu has a Thunderstone, but Eevee has, like, 3 of them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's a weird one to pair up against Pikachu. But then, like, the theory of Clefairy is the fairy, and then Gengar is its shadow. And I'm like, that makes sense too. Like, then you've got the Meowth versus Pikachu, cat and mouse. And you're like, well, hang on.
And their Pokedex numbers are reversed.
But then why isn't Team Rocket, I don't know, the rival in Pokemon Yellow, and somehow, like, Pikachu versus Meowth the whole time, or something? Like, it's weird how they have these connections, and then they're like, yeah, but we didn't use that.
Yeah. What's the thing? I'm with the opinion that starter Pokemon suck now, and you should just give the player an Eevee, because they'll choose whatever they want.
Yeah, I agree.
I put them both in good job.
Yeah. That's fine.
Good. Vulpix. I'm gonna say
Vulpix.
No, go on.
I was gonna say regular Vulpix is fine. Regular Ninetales is nice, but I think I like the ice forms a lot more.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I think we're at our first perfect for Vulpix, both of them.
Sure.
Like, it's a Firefox. It's really cute. Brock had one in the anime for a bit. And the ice form, literally amazing. It takes the design and it's just like, yeah, we're gonna make it really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also a bit biased because, like, I really like Lily in the Pokemon Sun and Moon games, and in the anime she had a Vulpix, the ice one. That like, that actually fits the character. That's cool.
I do like the polar, like, hot and cold thing.
Yeah.
Like, I do think they match their type spot on. The only reason Vulpix, I think, goes less high for me, and this is again personal preference, is just that, like, all the Firestone starters, and I'm probably going to take this back for Arcanine, but like all the ones that require a Firestone, by the time I got them, and I can't remember where you get a Vulpix in the first gen or two.
But, it's near Celadon City. It's between Celadon and Saffron. But it was only in one of them. I think it was blue. You can only get it in.
Oh. Okay, maybe that's why. Can you not get it in yellow?
Probably not.
I never faced a situation where I was like, yes, Ninetales, that's what I want. Because even then, if I wanted a Firestone, I would get Arcanine, and the rest of them just didn't enter in.
Hmm.
And now I think like there's nothing against Vulpix. I just didn't ever use it. I should try Vulpix. Because I do agree. I like the Blockhead one.
Bardo just asked the
I
worst
like
question
it.
ever, and it's, when will you do a rank of every Yu-Gi-Oh card tier list? I feel like I would rather die. There's over 10,000. There's not even 1,000 Pokemon, is there?
Yeah, it'd be like, what about these prank kids? What do you think of them? And I'm like, oh, I don't know what this is, and I've got like 12 of them. I
Yeah.
keep pulling them in packs and I hate them. They probably, I don't know if they're good or bad. I just don't like them in concept.
What's your opinion on the battling boxes? The what? I think the best we'll get is like we can rank the archetypes.
Yeah.
And then it would just be like don't know, kind of okay. Oh, I like that one. And then dual monsters.
It'd be funny when we get to like, there'll be certain ones where it's like, what do you think of the Dragon Maids? And I'll be like, perfection. You'll be like, god awful.
No, I would probably kind of want to agree. I don't think I would put them in perfection, but like they're up there. Just in terms of like their modular thing.
I think they're personally now just my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh type ever. It's a shame because they cost so much to get. Like,
Yeah.
I can't get them. I just physically can't. It's not worth it.
That's okay. Just build them on Edo Pro.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no. I like owning the physical cards, but like, since I've been streaming, playing Yu-Gi-Oh and Edo Pro, I've like had no real strong desire to actually buy the cards anymore. I think it's just because like I'm able to splash in like the powerful engines. It's like, oh, you want to use a Dogmatica package? Awesome. You don't have to pay a single cent. So like when I look at the sort of decks that I've built on Edo Pro and go like, well, I've got the core for it, like the Charmer deck. I was like, yeah, but I can't play it because I don't have the Dogmatica stuff. And that's what's really helping carry it.
I'd be happy like owning the cards I really like now. But it is just like between the shipping costs and the amount they cost in the first place, it's just like, yeah, well.
Just wait like 10 years.
Like migraines wise, I haven't been able to like play online in quite a while. So I'm like, it's nice to be able to have the physical copies. But I then look at like, say the Dragon Maid one that grabs spells is $17, and I'm like, yeah, but that's for one copy, and then there's shipping. No. Like,
yeah.
Like, there's no that I love enough to bother with that.
Yeah, it's like if I was trying to build the Silent Magician deck today, I wouldn't bother. Because it's just way too expensive, and I really, really lucked out that everything was not cheap, but like more affordable at that point.
Even in gold set, it's like it costs $60 for what, 8 cards?
Yeah.
Like sure, there's the rest of it, but like, yeah, just not worth it.
So we're up to Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff. And I'm just gonna put Wigglytuff in the James Gatsby, just because of the Mystery Dungeon series. I really love him as the Guild Master.
I've not played Mystery Dungeon. My sister had it, but we don't know where it went.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd have to attempt it.
Just emulate it. Just pirate it.
Like where Clefable and Clefairy were before I used them heavily. Never cared for it.
Right. Well, I'm still gonna put Wigglytuff up there. Jigglypuff. I think people really like it because of the anime. I'm probably
torn because I'm like, yes, the anime, yes, but the game, oh my god, when I go up against Sing, I hate it.
Yeah, but just think, you could also use Sing. I'm gonna put it in good job.
Yeah.
I feel like good job. If it had a little texture that looked like a microphone in its official art, I'd be like, good job still.
Yeah,
Oddish.
I do like him.
Oh, keep going.
It's not really in Smash Bros. I'm like, it's not great in Smash Bros. But it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's one of those Pokemon that's like, wait, really? You went with that one?
Yeah. I mean,
Imagine if
get like it's
we could have got
basically Kirby.
Meowth.
Oh yeah.
Meowth in Smash Bros would have been neat. As like the rival for Pikachu at least. We're actually at the point in the tier where like it's very hard to keep everything on screen at the same time. Oddish.
Meh.
I'm
I
gonna put
really
it.
like Vileplume. I don't like the other
Yeah,
two.
yeah. What I was gonna do was be like, okay, well, Oddish is mid at best. Gloom is like, I'm not a fan of that, and Vileplume just goes into good job. Because it's always on my team when I play Kanto. Just because like the variety of grass type Pokemon, if you don't choose Bulbasaur, isn't that great? You got what? Victory Bell, you've got Exeggutor, which sucks.
Yeah.
And that's really it. You've got those two options.
Isn't it Paris, man?
Oh, right, and Paris. Yeah, but
Then I keep thinking of Grass. I'm very like Gen 1 Pokemon cards. I'm like, I think of bugs as grass and
yeah,
think
because
of
they're all
fighting
green. I was like, yeah, the fighting rock. Yep. They've got the fist. They must be fighting. No, that's literally a Geodude. What did you expect it to be?
yeah, I think the whole putting rock as fighting is really dumb.
Yeah, like I get that it's trying to simplify it so you don't have to have so many different things, but like then they printed rainbow energy, and I'm like, what was even the point?
Well, even like they have different weaknesses. So clearly, like okay, even though it says rock, this is clearly two separate things.
Yeah.
But then if something's weak to rock, you're like, well, hang on a second.
Yeah, I'm in over my head when I talk about the card game. I have no fucking clue. I don't know how it works. I know that Bill was broken, and from basically then on, I've just not cared enough to. I don't even know what the meta looks like.
Oh yeah, I've lost track of time, but this is the problem with me not knowing Pokemon type advantage, because I'm just like Pokemon Gen 1. What does it say on the Pokemon cards? Probably that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what is
what happens in the anime though?
Well, even like oh yeah, anime. Yeah, no, I don't follow the anime rules. Use Thunder Shock on Onyx. Don't worry, I used Water Gun before, so now it's wet. Just dumb.
Yeah, Ash is an idiot. Controversial statement. I'm saying that a 10-year-old's a fucking idiot. I'm gonna be a great teacher.
Yeah. Shout out to what's it called? The W2F Moments series. Really good. Just goes back through the anime and is like, none of this makes sense.
Right.
It's really fun.
It just sounds like Cinema Sins.
Oh, a little bit. But like, it's a 4 kids anime.
It's like imagine getting so worked up about like an anime you become Cinema Sins.
Yeah, but it's like because the way I see Cinema Sins is like
it's vapid.
You take something that's not an issue and go, why doesn't this scene have more of this thing? Ding. And it's like, yeah, but like I forget what the example was, but they're like, why doesn't this character do a thing? And you're like, because they specifically said a second ago they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I know what you're talking about. It was like, yeah, it's not really meeting the film where it's at.
No, it is cheap shots, whereas cheap shots at 4 kids is perfectly warranted.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we're up to Paris and Parasect.
And even then, like,
Brenton, we're gonna be here all night. I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan
Yeah,
of Paris
Paris
and Parasect.
would have been god awful.
God awful.
For 'em. Yeah, they're a bug, and as far as bugs go, they're terrible.
Well, I'm gonna put Paris in God awful because no, I'm gonna put it in really bad. We gotta actually save God awful and perfection for like the actual cream of the crop and the worst things ever. I like Parasect, but only because of like the concept of it is mushrooms and spores that grow on life forms and sort of zombify them. Which is why Parasect has like the clear eyes. It's like it's lost its sentience. It's kind of interesting because that's an actual thing that happens in nature. There are actual plants that if they grow on organic life forms, they sort of mind control it. So I'm still not a fan, but I appreciate the idea.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Right. Venonat and its evolution, Butterfree.
It's better not this early. Thought it was all later in the Pokedex.
No, it is this early. No idea where you catch it. I don't remember.
I think that's what I'm thinking, because you catch it in like fuchsia cities.
Oh right,
Like,
yeah, on the walkway place, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh, it comes up so late.
Right. You say so
yeah,
late, but you can
Venonat-
get to Fuchsia City with like 3 badges.
That's true. I always go for it second last.
Right.
In a bar. Yeah, I don't care for Venonat. I like the anime thing where it shoots like the beam out of its eyes. I don't remember why.
It's because its eyes are big and it has compound eyes as an ability. I would put Venonat in mid and Venomoth. I'm not a fan. Any resistance?
Nah.
Okay.
I always look at Koga and go, yeah, you got a Venomoth. I couldn't care less.
Venonat is at least a little cute.
I think too. I just came from Celadon where I beat a bunch of grasses with my fire type. What are your poison types gonna do?
We're gonna poison you, so you have to go back to the Poke Center. Oh no, your Pokemon fainted on the way there, noob.
The only frustration that Koga gave me was me not being able to see where the lines in the room were. Like I physically didn't know that you could see them.
Right. Oh yeah, no, I remember that now. Yeah, that was neat. Kind of. Diglett and Dugtrio and the Alolan ones.
Diglett I find very underrated.
Yeah, I would put it in good.
Yeah.
I would put the Alolan one in like mid at best. It's not really doing much.
No.
Hmm.
It's only implying that Alolan Dugtrio is going to have hair, which is
yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
like I really like Alolan Dugtrio because it's the Owen Wilson of Pokemon. But even then, I'd probably put it in mid. Put Dugtrio in mid as well because it's just like 3 Diglets, and Diglett is just like so completely functional on its own.
I like Dugtrio for the memes, but like I don't think that's anything to do with Pokemon itself.
Oh, this is interesting. Next we have Meowth, Meowth, and Meowth. There are 3 of them, thanks to Sword and Shield. And you know what? I like all 3 of them.
I don't like. Yeah, wait, which one's which?
Okay, so this dark one, the one that becomes dark is Alola. The one that becomes steel is Sword and Shield. And the normal one is Kanto. Kanto immediately just goes to good job.
Yeah. I like Meowth in general with the coin on its head.
Yep.
The idea that it has Payday as its signature move, like, it's just solid. I don't think I can physically see on screen the other two, but I don't like the long cat nearly as much. I'm like, I get the idea
The
behind it.
Longcat is the Gigantamax, but that's not on this.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay. Cool.
but the
Oh,
question is
right.
like,
Yeah, those two. Oh, no.
I like the Sword and
Yeah.
Shield one quite a bit. I think that's quite cute.
Yeah.
I don't like what it evolves into. I don't like Precursor or
I
Berserker.
don't like the Alolan Persian at all. But yeah, it's.
I
look at
like it a lot.
Alolan.
Alolan Persian,
It's
apparently
fantastic.
it looks more like a Persian cat than Persian does.
Sure, but it looks so dopey. Like, it
Yeah,
looks like a 3-year-old.
that's fine. That's the thing. I'm not even that big a fan of Persian in general. Like I'd put them at mid. I like that Giovanni had a Persian, so that gives it some sort of personality and rivalry with the
I've
anime
always
Meowth. But that's
I've always
it.
liked the I've always liked the Persian has the little ruby on its head. I've liked in the anime where it has Thunderbolt because its tail goes straight, and I like that Giovanni has it. So I would put it up in good job. I've never used it, but I really like its design.
You know, I'll do that, and what I'll do is I'll lower Alolan Meowth to be with Alolan Persian.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I really like it, but sort of thinking about it, it's like, but it's not as good as the other two.
It's hard where it's like, yeah, what came before kind of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
like with the Alolan Vulpix, you're like, wow, the initial design's quite nice, the new design's quite nice. Together they really complement each other.
Yeah.
Because I look at them and I'm like, how did you get from this to that?
Yeah, there's not enough change compared to the Galarian one. Psyduck. Wait, was this?
I was gonna say, I mentioned Old Tom.
You're cutting out a lot.
I say it reminds me of Old Tom.
Old Tom. Oh fuck! There's a show I have not thought of in a very long time.
Yeah, you know me. I'm always thinking nostalgia.
Yeah, absolutely.
90s kid shows.
You remember it, so I don't have to. Oh god. Right, so we're up to Psyduck, and I think Psyduck is possibly Gatsby Great.
Yeah.
Golduck, really not a fan.
See, Golduck I've always really liked. I think this is me, you know, I said a while ago that if I was to use just a single type, I feel like I'd end up going water.
Right.
I thought I'd be fire, but like, I look at Golduck, I look at Blastoise, I look at Gyarados.
Can you look at a Pokemon that isn't Gen 1?
Probably not, yeah, because then but like that's the point. It's like there's so many water types that I like within one generation. And then it's like, Vaporeon, I turned out to be my favorite. Even though I thought it'd be Flareon.
Yep.
It's just like the water ones. That's why I've always wanted to really use a Golduck. But anytime I have, I'm like, but it's water and it's weak to lightning. Like, just it always just died so quickly, and I was like, but I still like it.
Right. So where are we putting it?
Actually, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I wouldn't put it in good job, actually.
I'm putting it at mid.
Out of this movie, and I'm like, maybe it's just the ruby thing. I like that they have the little ruby on their head and they can shoot beams out of it. That's about it.
I think its design is on the equivalence of like the Alolan Meowth and Arbok. It fits in that sort of. It's fine.
Yeah.
Are we happy with mid or?
Yeah. It's not that great.
Right. Mankey and Primeape.
See, I don't care for either one, really.
Neither. That makes that really easy. Not a fan. What's really funny is, like, as this goes on, it's just gonna be a test of, like, do I remember what its name is? And do I remember enough about it? Because
I also feel like I'm gonna get like hypocritical, where I'm gonna be like, that one's quite nice, and it's like for this exact same reason that I said another one was terrible.
yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It's opinions and arguments.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be on the same page. Da 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 da. Growlithe and Arcanine. Keep in
I
mind,
really
like,
like them.
I really like them too. I like that Growlithe is like the police Pokemon. I don't know why it's that, but I just like that that's been a thing in the anime.
I assume it's because like Arcanine is a canine, then it's like a police dog.
I'm gonna put them in. Good job.
Yeah.
Ooh, hang on.
I wish
Arcanine, I think...
was. I mean, I'm saying I wish Arcanine was better. I feel like it's still right up there, like in terms of like power and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the fact that it was gonna be a legendary, the fact that it looks quite cool, and yeah, you know, it's hard to access.
You know,
which like it should have just been.
Yeah, literally every generation of Pokemon. So like Sun and Moon. I remember there was like rumors of like, oh, and Arcanine's gonna get a new form, and it's gonna be Water type. And it's gonna run on water, and I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. Then Sword and Shield is like, and Arcanine's gonna get a new form finally, and it's gonna be the Water Dog, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool, please. And it's still not gotten that.
Yeah.
I was like, the second it gets either an ice form or a water form, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna peak to perfection. Because like, I can't see how they have, if they ever have that concept, I can't see how they would screw it up. It's just...
See, that's why I don't like Alolan Persian that much, because I'm like, if they give Arcanine Alolan Persian's face, that is how they can screw it up.
I think it's about knowing the sort of legacy and reputation of the Pokemon. As like, let's have a where is it? Mega Salamence looks so fucking cool. And I guarantee you, if people didn't like Salamence, they'd probably go into like a more goofy look for it. But hey,
yeah.
People didn't really care about Persian, so they can make it look more like a Persian cat.
Yeah.
Poliwag. Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Poliwrath. And this is going to be probably... Wait, what's this?
I like their entire line. I think Poliwrath, for me, is like near perfect.
Right.
And just like, it's just a tadpole. Just the fact that it's water fighting, I'm like, again, of all the water types, I'm like, I think Poliwrath is one of my favorites.
Right.
Poliwhirl's quite good, and then like, yeah.
That's the thing.
It's almost like a, yeah.
I'm gonna put them all in Gatsby. I'm not a big fan of Poliwrath. Like, it's more I just don't really care for it. But like, I can concede to your point. I really like Poliwag. It's really cute. And I really like Poliwhirl because I really like the Pokemon manga. And in the Gold and Silver arc, the main character Gold had a Poliwhirl for so long until he gave it a King's Rock to evolve it into Politoed. And while I'm thinking of Politoed, I think that might be another one of those perfect for me.
See, I don't... That's the weird thing. Like, I've liked Poliwrath so much that I was like, what's this weird green thing that it evolves into? I totally get the concept. But I was just like, but they've all got they're all blue and they've got the swirl.
Yeah.
And here's this weird same thing with Blossom. I'm like, I get it.
I really like Blossom.
With a little power where you've got Vileplume. Like, one's a big, powerful looking thing, and one's this other variant. And I was always just confused. Yeah, I mean, I like Blossom too.
It's gonna be really fun when we get to Gen 2 and like I actually start having opinions on Pokemon. Abracadabra, Alakazam, and Mega Alakazam. And I'm gonna be honest, Mega Alakazam is a downgrade from regular Alakazam.
Sure. Perfect the other three.
Perfect.
Mega Alakazam looks like a poster rather than a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like if you advertise Alakazam, that's what you draw.
Oh, actually, that's really interesting. I think earlier I was saying, I was like, basically all the Megas are really good. Mega Alakazam, nah, that's the first mid at best for
Yeah.
them.
That's not all of them, but yeah, like some of them are not great. But the fact that they're mega already is a good
Yeah.
thing.
I think being mid at best is better than being awful. Maybe.
Yeah.
But you're saying perfect for the rest?
Yeah.
I think I could do it for Alakazam. I'm not sure about the rest though. Because like Alakazam's pretty damn good, yeah. But I think it's one of those. It's escalating the design. That like these two are really good, and then it becomes perfect.
Yeah, for me, it's like the Poliwag line. It's like there's not a clunker among them, and they just like it's just the only difference between them is the fact that they're on different steps of the evolution.
You know what? What I would say is actually I think Abra and Kadabra are probably perfect, but then Alakazam loses the point because it's a trade evolution.
Oh yeah, true. Yep, no, that's a really good point.
But like I feel like I shouldn't hold that against it.
It is why I keep using Kadabra a lot more often.
Yeah. But that's the thing, it's like I would probably put
yeah.
Gengar in perfect as well, and that's another trade evolution. But like they really fucking nailed it with those two.
Yeah.
I was thinking I'm not a fan of the whole Gengar line. Like I think it's just Gengar and Mega Gengar for me. But
I like Haunter. Ghastly's just okay.
Yeah. We're up to Machop, Machoke, and Machamp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've always I like the concept, and I had a Machamp Pokemon card as one of the first ones, but I'm like, they're just there. Yeah, I didn't use fighting types much.
I'm not a fan of Machoke and Machop, sorry. But I think Machamp would be mid at best. It just looks eh.
Yeah. It's also like, again, it's trade evolution. It's like I don't care that much for Machop and Machoke, and then I gotta trade it. It's just
where it's like, oh, it's Alakazam, that's psychic type. Ooh, that's exciting. Or Gengar, that's a ghost. Ooh, spooky. Blossom,
what's the other trade? There's 4 of them.
There is Alakazam, Machamp, Gengar, and
I'm like, yeah, the ghost and psychic ones are good, and then there's the other 2. My gut says I don't like the other one much. Oh yeah, no, Golem.
Yeah.
No, Golem, right? But again, never really got to use it because I couldn't trade.
Yeah.
And you never come up against the Golem in the first game.
Don't you?
Or at least in Yellow. I don't think so, because
Well, Giovanni had one.
I remember
Giovanni couldn't find someone to trade with.
No, that's exactly it. Like, I don't think he does have one because I went up against him thinking that's where it'll be.
Wait, what about Bruno?
And I remember trying to. No. It's like Onyxes and fighting types.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, because I remember playing through the game and being like, I want to see every Pokemon once. Not necessarily catch it, but have my Pokedex filled just by encounters. And was like, oh my god, you can't encounter Golem.
That's a bit rubbish.
I'm like, because I've never Graveler self-destructs. So like, the odds of you got to catch a Geodude, trade it, battle it all the way up, and then trade it. I'm like, Golem is great. Like, Golem looks cool, it seems powerful, but the amount of work to get it and the fact you just can't encounter it otherwise is frustrating.
And that's the thing. I think regular Golem, its design is really boring. I really like the sort of electro cannon taser thing on Alolan Golem though. We're not even up to that yet. We're up to Weeping Bell on that line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Bellsprout is cooler than I think we give it credit for, but I don't like the other two, and I don't care that much.
I would still put Bellsprout in probably mid at best. Like, I really like it because in Gold and Silver, there's an entire tower in, what is it? No, it's not Azalea Town, it's...
Like the first one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, it's New Bark, Cherry Grove, Violet City. Yeah, there's the whole tower for Bellsprout. That's like, oh, that's cool. The others...
And also, with Bulbasaur and Pikachu, just like being super matrixed. I think it's just that. It's just like, hey, Bellsprout can be really strong if it dodges everything. Doesn't do
Yeah.
that in the games. Like, I wish it could.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't like Bell or Victory Bell. Just, I don't know. Maybe it's the mouths. Like, just the big.
Yeah, they look a bit weird. They look a bit funky. Tentacool and Tentacruel.
Tentacle, hate it. Tentacruel, love it. Again, it's like, the amount of times you encounter it in the game is annoying, but its evolution and the episode where they shoot like a missile launcher at it
Holy fuck!
and it bounces off.
I don't remember that, but I remember it being in the intro for the original anime. There's the thing where it's attacking a city.
Yeah, that episode.
Right. I'm gonna. What would you say to good job instead of great?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I'm really not a fan of either of them. I think they're not
I think it's
great.
the pickup. Like, Tentacruel is so low for me that I'm like, hey, Tentacruel isn't bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tentacool? More like Tenta sucks ass. Okay, now we're up to the Golem Geodude line, but there are two because like all three stages got like an Alolan form.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an executive decision. Geodude, and Graveler. I think both. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't like the eyebrows on Geodude. I don't like the little rock spiky bits on Graveler. They just look too similar.
Yeah, I don't know what it was with the Alolan forms being like, let's give them hair, let's give them a mustache. Let's give them, like, why do they keep giving them facial features?
I don't know.
Than a different form.
That said,
that's why I really like Zigzagoon's alternate form. Because it looks like a different, you can see
like
how it evolved.
Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
just
put
like it. Yeah.
Golem Kanto is like mid at best. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
The Alolan one, again with the cannon, it just goes like a step up. It's good.
Yeah.
But it's on the low scale of good.
Yeah.
I think we're at another perfect.
Yeah.
Galarian Ponyta. And
I love Candy Ponyta. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
Ponyta.
It
may as well just be a wish and a dream in one Pokemon.
Yeah, and I think Ponyta, good job. But
Ponyta's alright, yeah.
Yeah. Galarian Ponyta's fucking great.
Yeah.
Galarian Rapidash, really bad.
Yeah, really?
I really don't like it. It's the
Candy
eyes.
Ponyta on Pegasus.
It's the eyes. Pull up an image and look at the eyes. It looks wrong.
Okay.
I'm gonna put fire type Rapidash at mid at best. No, I think it's better than that. It's good job, regular Rapidash. I'm just really not a fan of Galarian Rapidash. I think it's a major step down from Ponyta.
Rapidash. Okay, I agree with you on the eyes. It looks like it's grumpy.
Yeah, and I can understand that as a personality thing, but when you translate the image into a 3D model, it just doesn't work. Its head structure looks weird for what it's trying to be, and the eyes aren't helping. Not to mention I think what's stopping Alolan Ninetales from being perfect to me is the 3D model of when you look at the art, you go oh, it's probably got this misty effect around its tail. But when you see it in the 3D model form, it's just this giant clump of polygons creating the tail structure, and it just looks a bit dead that like you just wish there was that misty effect going on around it to really help sell the ice cold.
See,
Whereas like
I try not to judge them on their 3D because I'm like, I
I
probably have early on, but like I know every Pokemon has become dead from the 3D.
no, I'm really not a fan of that. But like Galarian Rapidash, apart from like the eyes, the hair, the mane, suffers the same thing as Alolan Ninetales, but I like Ninetales a lot more.
Yeah.
I
Man, Galarian Ninetales looks so majestic. Oh, Alolan Ninetales, sorry.
yeah. I just
Just
really like
like-
it in the Pokedex for Alolan Ninetales. It says like it isolates itself on snowy mountains, and it'll when people get lost in the mountains, it'll guide them down to the bottom, not because it wants to help them, but because it wants them to go away. And it's stuff like that that makes me go, I love this Pokemon. It's a shame about the 3D.
It reminds me of the ghost horse in Legend of Zelda, the Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
That spirity kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you can actually ride that one. It's really cool. You just got to boost your stamina wheel and be really lucky. Okay, so where we put in Rapidash, knowing that I think it's really bad.
Yeah, it's a tough one then.
Because I think the highest I personally would put it is like mid at best, because we've got Ponyta. I can live with that.
I would want to put it in mid at best before you showed me the eye thing, but I won't argue if you want to put it in not a fan, because I'm like, oh, in order to put it mid at best.
That's the thing. I've convinced so many people about it because of the eyes. Like it's
like everything else about it is great, but that is actually just like it takes it from Mystic Unicorn to just like
here's a unicorn, and also now the eyes are somewhat not hyper realistic, but like they don't look like they fit.
What's the Friendship is Magic thing? I don't know.
My Little Pony.
Yeah, it's like My Little Pony, but the swear version, where it's like,
Fuck you,
oh,
Pinkie Pie.
It should be a majestic like pony show, and instead you've just got one of them really angry. And it's like, oh, that seems off model. Just yeah. I like everything about it except the eyes, and I agree with you, it ruins it.
You know, I'm looking
I want to ignore it and say it's great. Yeah.
I'm looking at what we have in Perfection, and it's just like Alolan Vulpix, which a part of me is like, do I move it down one? Because I think it'd be really funny if we've just, because I also kind of want to move Alakazam down, just because like Perfection for us seems to be just like really cute alternate forms. I think that'd be really funny. Wait, what's this?
Is it like perfectly the most powerful thing ever, or is it perfectly like does it fit its intended design? Absolutely.
I don't think it matters how we justify it. Just as long as we have like a justification of it being basically perfect. Because I think the second we try to like actually nail it down to like most stats, it's like, okay, well the Eternatus then has the highest stats from Sword and Shield. So basically that's perfection, but like it's god awful. Not exactly, but like
what's perfect to me about the Vulpix and Ponyta are that like for a cute little fox pony thing, they are spot on and like fluffy and cute.
Yep.
On top of that, it's just like if you said to me, hey, I'm gonna make you a cute ice fox, that is exactly what I would want to see. Or if you're gonna make a pony that looks like it's made out of cotton candy, that is exactly what I'd want to see.
Yeah.
If you go, I've got this cool psychic Pokemon that carries spoons, Alakazam is exactly what I'd want to see.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I just think it'd be really funny if by the end of it, the only two Pokemon in our like perfect are like retrains of like old ones that are really cute. That's literally all I'm trying to say. Slowpoke. We're up to Slowpoke and Slowbro. Oh, this is
I
interesting.
appreciate Slowbro.
Wait, what's this?
Yeah, I appreciate Slowbro. I think I like Galarian Slowbro a lot more.
That's not
I
on
like
here.
Slowking more. Alright. Like as far as Slowpoke and Slowbro go, I don't care for them much.
Yeah, I think they're mid
I
at
appreciate
best.
Slowpoke, but
I like the
yeah,
Galarian ones better.
yeah.
Um,
I like the proof design along with it. And I like Slowking. I think partially because of the movie, but also
oh yeah.
something about the thing on its head rather than on its tail.
Yeah, giving it intelligence, that's like, oh, that's interesting. I also really like Mega Slowbro. Just like it looks like an ice cream.
I find it alright. It's like I don't understand. Like, did the shelter eat it?
Yeah, it just got further up its body.
Oh,
And I think that's a neat escalation of the concept. But I wouldn't put it above like good job.
sure.
Magnemite and Magneton.
I think I like them better than I think I should.
I think we're gonna get into
Like,
another Diglett situation of like, I like the first one, not a big fan of the second one.
yeah. I like the idea of them. Like, electric, magnet, they merge together like magnets. But, like, again, if I've got Pikachu on my team because I'm playing Pokemon Yellow,
Hmm.
I tend to not care for Magnemite or Voltorb for that reason. Like Electabuzz is a really cool electric type, but Voltorb and Magnemite are just like, there's also these two that kind of parallel each other, but not in any real clear way other than
Yeah.
you find one in each. It's like, sure, I guess they feel like Dex filler to me,
Right.
even though the Steel thing helped.
Yeah, well, that definitely helped them retroactively. One thing I really like is there was a animated miniseries, like short, I guess not a clip show, but like just adapting short things from the game in like anime form. Pokemon Generations from a few years ago. There was an episode where Looker was
Oh,
looking
yep.
for Giovanni.
I
They
can't
managed to track him to his gym, and they just use a Magnemite to
I
like
lost it.
get into the lock, undo the electric
Well,
lock. And I just thought that was pretty cool. Pokemon Generations was actually all
am
right.
I still here? Have I lost connection? Have you lost-
No, I can still hear you. Hmm. Hello? Oh, great. While he's gone, I can just put all the Pokemon I really hate in God Awful. Hmm. I don't know if... Hang on. Oh my god, I finally had dropped frames for the first time in a while. 22 of them. I'll never live with those frames gone. Okay. I'm connected. Really don't like Dodrio. He's in the same category as Fearow. It's just they look ugly. Not a fan of Doduo, although in the Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Olmia game, you can use it to fast run, and that was cool. I think that actually bumps it up to mid at best. I don't really like. I like Farfetch'd. Regular Farfetch'd. I think it's fine. Hello?
Matt, did I drop out? Or did you drop out?
You must have, because I've my stream is still up. So I've not had
Okay.
any issues with that.
Yeah. There's some connection issues there.
Right.
What happened since I was gone?
I explained that Magnemite was used to unpick an electric lock in Pokemon Generations. I thought that was a neat application.
Yeah.
That still puts it as like mid at best, but hey. I put Doduo in mid at best because in the second Pokemon Ranger game, you can catch one, and it'll allow you to run really fast. Like you'll ride it and it'll run, and it's a way of fast traveling throughout the region. So that's really cool. Yeah. Dodrio though, ugly as fuck.
Yeah.
Which
I think I retroactively I hate that Dodrio just has an extra head.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, well, Doduo is kind of stupid for the same. It's just Dodrio without a head. Like, I think I hold it against Doduo for Dodrio just being so.
Yeah.
Just both plain to me.
Other thing, I'm still not the biggest fan, and I've just moved it down in the list again, to not a fan. But like, it's at least the design is simple enough compared to Dodrio's of like, oh, they've got feathers now and some contrasting colors. Ugh, gross. Like the heads on Doduo look cute. The ones on Dodrio make me go, leave me alone.
Yeah, right. It makes sense.
That brings us up to Farfetch'd. And there are two forms.
Yeah, I like Surfetch'd.
That's a different one. No, there's the Galarian Farfetch'd.
Wait, which one's?
There's regular, and there's the Galarian one, which is just a bit darker. The evolution appears later in the list.
Oh, okay. That's confusing. Yeah, I don't like regular Farfetch'd that much.
I think it's mid at best, but only because of the expression, it's far-fetched to assume a duck will appear with an onion. Which is about like it's soup stuff. It's like you wouldn't find these two things together. You got to bring them together if you want your soup, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's just one of those like haven't used it. Its designs meh.
I think it's mid at best. I don't like the one from Galar, the Farfetch'd form, because it's got the bigger leak and it's darker in color, and I feel like it didn't need another form.
Yeah, I think it's only there. Yeah, actually, I like that a lot less. Maybe it's the 3D. Maybe it's how angry it looks. Maybe it's how long that leak is. But it's only there to justify evolving into Surfetch'd instead of regular Farfetch'd doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Don't you get it?
I like regular Farfetch'd doing that.
Isn't it far-fetched that they'd make a completely different one to evolve that one?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, Seal and Dugong.
Oh, yeah, they're like Galarian Farfetch'd is a deeper shade of brown.
Yeah, for no reason. Because, like, remember, Surfetch'd becomes, like, very immaculate white.
Yeah. Huh. Like, Surfetch'd is really cool. He's got a sword and a shield. Like, that's...
I think Surfetch'd is mid at best.
Yeah, I really like it.
That's fine.
You're
allowed your opinion. Seal and Dugong. I really like Dugong. Not a big fan of Seal.
No, I'm not a fan of either one. Again, maybe this is just a problem with, like, Gen 1 Pokemon and the ones you can't get until it's way too late to bother.
Right.
Like by the time I've encountered Seal and Dugong, you're in the what? Seafoam Islands.
Yeah.
By that point, I'm not catching anything except Articuno.
Yeah, because you've already got your water type Pokemon.
Yeah, I got plenty of them.
Yeah. I think Dugong would be mid at best. It's like, oh, what's the design brief? Oh, you want a Dugong? Here you go.
Oh no, I just remember the Lorelei has the Dugong straight up. And that was always infuriating. Not holding it as Dugong, but I'm like, that's
See,
that.
I really like Lorelei because of Let's Go, and she's the only Elite Four to actually appear out of the battle context. So it kind of makes it feel like she actually does stuff. But like just being told, oh yeah, Lorelei has one, I'm like, oh, that sort of bumps it up a little bit because she was, present in the story.
I mean, that's why, like, say I don't encounter Dragonite at all, but I see the Lancer's got one, and I'm like, I want one.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing. I always, maybe it's another Let's Go thing, but like when I think of Lorelei, I think Lapras more than Dugong.
Yeah,
Lapras is definitely going up into like either great or good.
Yeah, I really like Lapras in general. Did you get one in Saffron, just as a gift out of nowhere?
For saving the Silco.
Yeah, all right.
I
haven't saved it yet. Just to me.
Well, okay. Well, no, it's because like they were doing research on it and they didn't want Team Rocket to get their hands on it, I guess. Then.
Right. Yeah.
I like that in.
I know you gave it a reason, but like.
Yeah. In Gold and Silver.
It's like Eevee out the back. Yeah.
In Gold and Silver, there is a cave, where I think it's like on Fridays at 10 a.m. If you go into this specific room, you can find a Lapras, and I'm like, oh, that's really good.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Like, yeah.
That's...
I only knew about that because I had the guide, but I'm so glad. Like, every time I go get one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what makes Drifloon a much better Pokemon. Of like, it's got this elusive, time-based encounter window.
Yeah. So you're gonna get into Diamond and Pearl, and I'm gonna go. I remember encountering the Drifloon to finish my Pokedex, but for most of them, I'm just gonna be like, that existed.
Yeah, I'm expecting that from like Gen 4 onwards. I'm gonna have to be like, and this one's the bad one, Brenton. And you're gonna be like, yep.
I'll have some like associations. Like Surfetch, I haven't used, but I just look at it and go, I'd love to use that.
Garchomp, Lucario. Yeah, those are the ones you would know.
Yeah. Anyway, halfway through.
Grimer and Muck.
If you'd asked me when I was young, I would have said Muck is great. I just liked it in the anime. I just liked how simple it is. Just
Pile of sludge.
Mega sludge.
Yeah.
Then they made the rainbow one. I'm like, I know it's gonna be a preference thing, but I look at that and go, nah. I just liked how it was simple and looked like sludge. Doesn't need to be multicolored. But like apart from that, it's like, well, actually, what really is there? In the game, it would use minimize and be really annoying.
Yeah.
Like I never actually used it on a team. I was just like, out of the Kanto Pokemon, it always just stood out to me. But I don't know if that's a good thing. Like I don't have anything against it. I just liked it above regular.
I don't really like any of them, but the only thing I've really got to say is when you get to Celadon City, there's a body of water that you can surf over, and when you talk to the guy on the other side, he says like, oh, the water's polluted or something like that, and the Pokemon you'll encounter is like Grimer and Muck. I really like when Pokemon does like environmentalist ideas with their designs. Like that's why I think Grimer and Muck work, and why I really, really like Galarian Corsola, because it's like the bleached corals, and the corals are dying, and like, oh, that's actually an environmental issue we're faced with today because the water temperatures are rising.
Corso is another one of those. Like, people are like, oh, it sucks. And I'm like,
Oh,
I
shut
always
up.
liked
I
it.
really like it because when I last played Heart Gold, I had one and it killed Red's Charizard.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
that might be
like,
the issue. We're gonna get to like the gold and silver Pokemon, and I'm just gonna put my team up in perfect because I think they're perfect.
well, I think that's where, like, again, like, Corso is one of those Gen 2 ones. Like with Golduck, where I'm like, I just really like it. I don't know why. I just like it. And I'm like, have I tried to use one? I really want to. Either I couldn't get one in the game at the time I wanted it, or
Yeah, you
I
gotta
did,
rock
and it just
smash
kept
some
dying and
things.
I had to get rid of it. Like, say, like, Donphan has always been like that. I got to use one in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with Rollout and was like, oh my god, I'm finally doing it. But back in Gen 2, I was like, where do you get Fanfy? What, Blackthorn? I think? Like, by the
Yeah.
time I had one, I was like, weak, and it
Well,
doesn't
it's
do what I
Route
thought it would.
32. It's no, hang on. Is it 32 or 29? I think it's 29. It's the one that goes down the side of Blackthorn back to Newbark.
Yeah, and I'm like, by that point, he's a ground type who I just want to use Rollout with. And it just never built up in time. Like, yeah, there's a certain Gen 2 Pokemon where I'm like, I love them. But every time I tried to use one, it just went badly.
Well, it's kind of the issue with Gen 2 is like a lot of the Pokemon have sort of underwhelming stats, underwhelming move pools, and also in Gold and Silver, you don't encounter a lot of them until like the post game. It's like, oh, you want to use Houndoom, well, you got to wait till you get to Kanto.
Yeah.
This Johto Pokemon, it's native to Kanto.
Yeah. Well, even like even in Kanto, it's like with Dragonite, for example.
Yeah.
When I was rating these, because I was doing it purely on picture, I was like, oh, Dratini, I've been using that when I randomized, and I got Dratini twice. I was like, yes, Dratini, I've programmed this so you don't have to level up as much. So it wasn't like get to level 55, it was like regular starter levels. And was like, yeah, I can actually use a Dragonite. So I became like really attached to Dratini and Dragonair.
Right.
And then because I was looking at the visuals, I went, oh, well, Dragonite looks kind of dorky and a completely different color. And then went, yeah, I don't know if I care about Dragonite as much. And then somehow rated Dratini and Dragonair higher. But then I'm like, I think about the anime, I think about Lance, and I'm like, no, Dragonite is awesome.
Yeah, no,
But it just depends
I
on
really
what I'm
like
looking at,
Dragonite.
what I'm thinking about.
Okay, Shellder
just
and
like-
Cloyster.
I want to like Cloyster a lot
I think
more
it's
than
it's mid at best.
I think in the game, I'm like, it doesn't play well. Lorelei has one, and its sprite isn't great. But like when I look at pictures of it, it looks really cool. Like it's got the clamp, it's got
Yeah.
the ghastly thing in the middle of it. Just, I don't know, like the fact that its moves are mostly like spike cannon and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm like,
well,
I get those.
when it has the ability Skill Link, that means all of those Spike Cannon, Bullet Seed things, they'll hit all the max amount of times.
Yeah,
But you need that specific ability for that set to be useful.
I think Cloyster is kind of like Slowbro to me. It's like it's a cool looking Pokemon that I don't care as much about as the other water types. So it's like I like it, but I think it could be way. It's really underwhelming.
Yeah.
How much I want to like it.
It's mid at best.
Everything's ending up in mid at best.
Well, that's the thing. It's because a lot of these Pokemon are just like mid at best.
Yeah. But, like,
Also,
obviously, when they
no,
were just
the majority are now in not a fan.
I mean, like, yeah, when it was just Kanto, it's like these are all great. I like their art. I like drawing them. I like how cool they seem and sound and look. You know, the going up against them in the game, and then it's like once you've got other variety, like Voltorb's fine.
Yeah. Speaking of fine, we're up to the Gengar line.
Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one because I'm like, yeah, Gengar's right up there. Haunter I really like, both in the Pokemon card variants that I've got, and just I like its design. I like that it's part of the Gengar line. I like that it's a ghost. I like it in the anime. Like, there's a billion reasons I would fight for Haunter and Gengar. But then I'm like, oh, Ghastly's just the first evolution of them.
I think I'm not a fan of Ghastly.
Yeah.
But I would definitely
Yeah,
put Haunter in good.
Yeah, Haunter is good.
Right, Haunter's good.
Like, the only
Mega
reason
Gengar's great.
the only reason I
Regular
use Haunter
Gengar
as much
is
is
perfect.
it's not great. Yeah, I would use Haunter a lot less if I could immediately evolve to Gengar.
Yeah. And Ghastly's all the way down here and not a fan.
I think the other reason for that is like even when I'm trading them and whatnot, like catching a Ghastly at level 22 when it evolves at level 25, when you can already catch a Haunter.
Yeah, that's
It's like,
yeah, what's the point?
yeah, just catch a Haunter. Like, who
Yeah.
cares?
Onyx. I like Onyx a lot. I'd put it in good job. I like it a lot. It's good.
Yeah.
The duality of man. Any
Wait.
resistance to Onyx?
Oh, right. Oh, you must have dropped out there. Because, well, yeah, no, Onyx is one of those weird ones. I like Onyx in that it's a stone snake.
Yeah? The Crystal Onyx from the
like
anime?
The one. Yeah, I know. If Crystal Onyx is on this list, I'd put that up in, like, great. But it's not.
Yeah, the closest we get is, like, there are some crystal spikes on Mega Steelix that are a reference to it.
Yeah, I like Steelix a lot.
You know
but
what?
Onyx,
Now that I think about it, it's like, yeah, I'm going to put Onyx in mid at best because Steelix is, like, good job.
I think since I've realized how bad Onyx's stats are, I understand why when I catch an Onyx and go, it's a big rock snake, it's going to be so powerful.
It's got some decent
and then
speed.
it like dies. It literally dies and it's weak to water, which is common. So it's like, it's really bad.
Imagine living in the Hoenn region where water is really common.
Yeah.
Drowsy and Hypno. I think these are great.
Ooh, yeah, I like Drowsy a lot more than I like Hypno. I think that's because of that Team Rocket episode where he's just like Drowsy. Just, I like that, just the hypnosis thing.
Right.
And the metronome thing. I don't know, yeah.
I really like them because they are both based on Atapia, which is one of my favorite animals, and also the Baku, which is a Japanese sort of dream-eating demon creature. And a few years ago, friend Jack and I were working on like a short film, and he had me play the Baku. So, like, I've got this huge affinity for these ones just because of that. And there's ones later on, Muna and Mushana, which are based on basically the same concept. That, like, I would also put them in great because Dream Eaters.
Sounds interesting. I've always looked at is Muna the little pink thing?
The pink flowery thing, yeah.
Yeah, I've always looked at that and gone, I don't get it.
Same really like it.
I don't think it's Manaphy for the other one.
Wait, which one?
I think I'm thinking of Fione.
Yeah, Fione. It's like
not Manaphy, but the other. Like, what is this? Why
lame
is this?
Fione.
Yeah, but those two designs for me have always been. I know I'm probably judging a lot of these things on design, but I think it is because, like, if I haven't used them, then it's basically going to be: do I look at it and go, "Wow, I like that," or do I look at it and go, "Eh"?
I mean, I put Fiero, Paras, and Dodrio in really bad because I think they're ugly, when, honestly, I'm probably just not a fan of them. Like, I don't give a shit about them.
Well, I think that's where I'm like, I find them ugly in design, and then I find them useless in terms of would I go out of my way to use them.
Right.
I'm like, if they fail in both categories, then they're really terrible. Like, Fiero sounds like it is good, but I just would never want to use one. So I'm like, that's what makes it really bad.
I feel like we're just got to take them sort of in isolation at first, and then contextualize them to everything else. Like with the Onyx thing, it's like, I like Onyx, but then when I think of Steelix, I'm like, Onyx is okay.
Yeah. That's where it's going to be very subjective of like, there's going to be something.
Oh, this is not an objective list. I'll joke about it and be like, and this is the absolute correct. I don't even think it's actually that correct because I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily put Gengar and Alakazam in perfect. Like, they're teetering on like the top of like really fucking great.
Yeah. It's like, and also it's going to be one of those, like, the further we get into this, the more I'm going to go, well, I like this one. But now considering that I
Yeah.
kind of like that one and this one, and like, the further I'm getting in, the more I'm thinking about it. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm going, well, I like it for this and I hate it for this.
Yeah.
So, they're all, yeah, they're all fine, I think. I'm just
Krabby
going to
and
get more and
Kingler.
more confused. Kingler I love.
Okay.
I
It was
think it's the crab hammer thing. I think it's the anime thing. I think just, oh yeah, it is literally the image of Kingler smashing Cloyster to bits.
right.
And me thinking crab hammer is an awesome move, and Kingler hasn't. But yeah, that's basically it. Which is why I say I have this weird preference for water types. I'm like, it's not because they're water type, but just there's so many water types that I like within
Right.
Kanto.
So are we putting it in great?
Or good? Like, not, what's the one below that?
Good job.
Yeah, put it in there.
Okay, I'm putting Krabby in mid at best.
Yeah, like beyond what I like Kingler for, I don't necessarily do think it's that great.
Right.
Like,
You
great
said
for me,
you
like,
said
you know,
you loved it.
I love it, but it's like, you know, it's one of those, I like the idea of it. I personally love it, but then I'm like, yeah, when I take it into battle, it just doesn't do what I want it to.
Right.
Like, Crab Hammer isn't that good.
It did
It's just
get
the thing in my mind.
It did get a Dynamax form. The
What
Dynamax
is-
form isn't here, but like, well, it's not much better. But like,
Yeah.
it got one of those.
Yeah, no, it's one of those, like, yeah, Kingler I personally love. But as soon as I put it in great, I'm like, is it really that great though? And then I'm like, no, it's great in my mind. But
Right.
it's not. It's, yeah.
Voltorb and Electrode.
I don't really. Yeah,
I'm not a
all of
fan.
them.
I'm not a fan. I don't mind Pokemon
It's
based on
all-
inanimate objects, but like they have to be inanimate objects that are like sort of I guess a set of keys isn't actually natural to the world, and Klefki isn't even the set of keys. It's just a Pokemon that likes stealing people's keys.
Yeah.
But like these Pokeball and Pokeball Upside Down are just so fucking lame. I might actually put them in really bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to have affinity for it. Oh, also I hate Kingler Dynamax. That looks horrible.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, that's just too much. It's hard to have an affinity for a. Like, I like the idea that it's a Pokeball and then I guess flipped upside down, but like, it's just a ball.
There's
And
nothing here.
If it would self-destruct, like I'm thinking of Gold and Silver, where you have to fight 6 of them, or 3 of them.
Yeah, because
Lance
Lance
fights
fights the other 3 because the game developers realize, oh, that'd be really fucking boring now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like you already obligatory have to encounter a bunch of them just to get to Zapdos. And then you have to fight a bunch of them because of the story in Gold and Silver. And it's like, they self-destruct. All I'm doing is clicking on the thing, thinking it's a Pokeball, and then it pops up, kills itself, and I'm meant to go, well, what a nice Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying and boring. And in the way. Like, you know,
Yeah.
actually, the more I think about it, put Electrode right down there.
I'm
now-
just
now
gonna
I'm
leave
like,
them
I'm
in
gonna
really
say-
bad because I'm not that. It's another one of those, like, I don't know what really actually goes in God Awful yet.
It's better than Paris.
Hmm.
Actually, Paris isn't as annoying. Now I'm thinking about it, like, I don't know.
I'm gonna move Paris
Oh,
up
I'm
to
done.
not a fan because I'm just not a fan.
I'm starting to think I really hate Electrode. Like, the more I
Look
think
at
about
its
it, I'm
eye.
like, what?
It's another Rapidash situation where it's like, look at its eyes. They don't look real. And also, it's a Pokeball that has teeth.
Yeah, no, I think, like, this is back to my Kingler example. I like Kingler in my head. Like, I love it as an idea.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Electrode is, again, like, my experience of Kingler is just okay. Whereas my experience of Electrode is awful.
Yeah. moving on to Executor and Execute.
I don't like them in concept. I don't like their design, and I don't like Executor's Barrage.
Okay. Well,
Don't like them.
I'm not a fan of the eggs, so I think we can definitely agree on that one. In concept, I really like Executor. But only because it's contextualized with the Alolan one of like in Kanto, it's not a very sunny place. And the sort of environment causes Executor to grow very very squashed. Whereas in the Alola region, like it's brimming with sunlight and sort of it's a great environment for things to grow, and that's why you get Executor, which I'm actually going to put in perfect, to grow to be that large.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't put it in perfect, but I do like Alolan Executor a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't like that it's a dragon. That's just weird.
But then you get it, it's based on the dragon fruit.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, no. That's... I think if I was to put it in, see, I want to put it in perfect just because I fucking love this thing, and I think it's really funny when it came out, how you would just get like memes of incredibly tall images of like people making it even taller than the official art. I just find that stuff really funny. But I could probably be talked into putting it in like the very top of very good.
I would put it in very good, because I'm like, it's not. If it wasn't dragon, I would be like, that's perfect. But the fact that I look immediately at the dragon thing and go, that holds it back.
You're gonna really hate Mega Sceptile.
Can't be perfect. Why is that dragon as well?
Yeah, it's Grass Dragon.
Huh.
I mean, Mega Ampharos is Electric Dragon as well.
Yeah, no, I don't like the hair design of Ampharos, but I don't mind that it's dragon. Just makes it more powerful. I don't understand a tree being a dragon. But
right.
Yeah.
Cubone and Marowak.
Ooh, I've always really liked Marowak, and then I'm gonna almost take that back and say I like Alolan Marowak a lot better.
Yeah, same.
I
really like Cubone. Cubone's good, just because of the Lavender Town stuff.
That's that's why I like Marowak all the more.
I think I would put them on the same thing.
Sure.
There. I'm gonna put them both in good job. And Alolan Marowak can go in great.
Yeah.
Because like it's Ghost Fire. It knows what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Oh, here's two I don't like: Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan.
I really like Hitmonchan, but because I named my Tyrogue, and I like Hitmonchan a lot more than Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee reminds me of the things in Halo. What are they called?
Not the Flood, the Brutes?
Yeah, no, the Flood.
Oh.
They got no head. They just wave their arms around and they come at you.
Right. That's the thing. I prefer Hitmonlee to Hitmonchan. Do you want to split the difference and put them both in like mid at best?
Yeah. I like the fact that Hitmonchan can learn the different punches, but that's,
Yeah, there's not really much in terms of like kicks that are very exciting compared to that. Lickitung. I'm not a fan.
If you'd asked me when I was young, I would have said it was terrible. Now I'm just like, it's not. I have no opinions on it.
Yeah, I'd put it in the same.
Licky, on the other hand, make them comfortable.
Yeah, but even then, like, as much as I don't like Licky, I'd probably still put it in like, I'm just not a fan of it. I was like, you had an idea that you probably shouldn't have had in the first place, and you just sort of ran with it. Why did you do that?
That's where I'd put it one down, because I'm like, if I'm tolerating Lickitung, going, I don't know why you made this thing, but I don't like it, but now I've gotten used to it. I'm just gonna keep a distance from it. And then you made an evolution for it that you just called Licky, Like, you may as well have called the first one Tongue, and the second one Tongue Tongue. Like, I hate this thing.
Yeah.
Why
Coffee.
would you make a second one of these?
Yeah.
It's like if Milton got an evolution. You're like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Coughing and wheezing, including Galarian
Um,
wheezing, which I really like.
I really like wheezing. I kind of like coughing in the first place. It's just a gas bomb with a skull on it.
Right?
But I like wheezing more just because it's the evolution of it. And then when they brought out, was it Galarian wheezing or Alolan
Galarian.
wheezing? I don't like the top hat thing.
I think
I feel like that's personal preference. Like, I feel like people do like it.
I like it as
don't.
a smokestack.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I was just like, just go with Yeah.
well, yeah. Obviously, it's playing up that element to be like, oh, it's the British region, so he's gonna be the British Pokemon. I'd still put them all in like mid at best, but I appreciate
Yeah.
Galarian wheezing a lot more than regular.
I wish wheezing was a lot more useful when I use it as well. That's the other thing. Like,
Yeah,
in the poison type, I'm like, it's literally the poison Pokemon. It's a giant poison gas
yeah.
tank. And then, like, what does it do? Smog?
Self-destruct.
It's a lot cooler in the anime, but you could smoke screen everything and escape.
I get the feeling because like it's almost 10:30. Do you want to just do like one generation per thing?
Yeah, that might be a smart move. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to make sure this doesn't delete itself, I guess. In between now and the next time we do this.
Yeah.
Rhyhorn and Rhydon. We're
This is a
still not
tough
at the
one.
end of Kanto.
I like the design of Rhyhorn better,
Yeah.
but obviously, like Giovanni and Rhyhorn and Stump and Horndrill and all that stuff, like, I think I like Rhydon better for just being the higher evolution. But I think design-wise, Rhyhorn just makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I really like the design of Rhyhorn. I think it gets worse as it goes. I really don't like Rhyperior.
Yeah, I don't like Rhyperior either.
Even then, I'd still probably just put them in like mid at best.
Yeah.
Like there's really it's a rhino, and a rhino that stands up. Awesome.
It's hard to really put the rock types up high because it's just like Rhyhorn
Fine.
sounds good, but again, it'll be Safari Zone, too high a level, and then you get it, and it's like, what's weak to water? What are you doing?
Yeah. I think we're gonna have a fun time with the fossil Pokemon because they're like rock types that are really good.
Yeah. Also, I really like the design of Kabutops. Just Scythes. Same with Scyther.
I think I like all of the Kanto fossils quite a bit.
Yeah.
We're up to Chansey.
Yeah. Chansey.
Good job.
Fun. Yeah.
I like it as like the nurse Pokemon in the anime.
I like it as the overpowered Pokemon, like the fact that it has hard-boiled. Oh, it was
soft-boiled, high special defense, a decent HP stat. If you give it the Eviolite item, that boosts its defenses even more.
Yeah, my only complaint with it is that you can only get in the Safari Zone, and as a kid, I didn't understand that if you just threw Pokeballs at it, it would eventually work because of chance.
Yep.
But otherwise, it's like I never had one because it's just impossible to get.
Well, that's the thing. I don't hold it against it. I think that makes it more elusive, more interesting.
Yeah.
I just really like Chansey. Good job.
Is Chansey as a fairy type now?
I think it's just normal still.
Because it's one of those normal that smacks me as a fairy type.
I feel like though, when they were designing the fairy type, they realized, well, we can't just take all the pink normal type Pokemon in Kanto and make them fairy.
Maybe that is it though, but it's like Clefairy and Jigglypuff and that. It's like all the Moonstone ones always seemed fairy-ish, and then Blissey by extension especially feels fairy-ish.
Right.
So maybe not Chansey, but I'd be very confused if Blissey wasn't fairy.
Right.
It probably is because they're pink, but like I don't think that about Lickitung or Slowbro.
Fair enough. The pink roundish. I don't want to use the word girlish, but like the girly looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
I say that as if I don't use Wigglytuff every time I play Kanto. Wigglytuff's great.
Yeah.
Tangela.
Nah, couldn't care less.
Yeah,
I don't like its constrict. I don't like its design. I don't like.
I prefer it to Tangrowth. I think I'd put it at mid at best, but like low mid.
Tangrowth for me is kind of like Licky. It's like I didn't like it, and then the fact that it has an evolution just makes me hate both of them.
Well,
like,
sure.
I don't have a preference; they ruin it for me.
I'm still gonna put Tangela in mid at best.
Yeah.
Because like it's less offensive than Lickitung.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a compelling reason. Kangaskhan, finally, we're up to some good stuff.
Oh, yeah, Kangaskhan's. It's a tough one because I'm like, Kangaskhan's good. The Mega Evolution confuses me because it's just the baby has come out. But there's no baby Kangaskhan. I don't know how. I don't know what I prefer because it's just.
I
just
prefer
Kangaskhan.
the Mega. I prefer the Mega just because. Oh, hang on. I like them both. I'm gonna put them both in pretty great.
Yeah.
Because I like kangaroos. And also I'm Australian, and also I really like the Mega one because in X and Y, the Pokédex always stresses that Megas are about the friendship and the bond. Whereas in Sun and Moon, when you look at the Pokédex entries for Mega Evolutions, because the Megas and the Regulars got their own separate like Pokédex entries, they always talk about like the pain and the stress that the Pokemon are under in their Mega forms, because it's like, oh, a burst of energy. That doesn't sound pleasant. And the Pokédex always talks about like, oh, the young Joey Pokemon in the Kangaskhan's pouch comes out and becomes more aggressive, and the mother is always worried that like it's going to sort of succumb to those fighting instincts.
Right, yeah.
Like I just find that really interesting. Like it's a really good example of how one generation treats the core mechanic as like a good thing, and then we have to deal with like, oh, but hang on, these are the likely actual things. As like Salamence, it goes into a blood rage and almost kills its trainer.
Wow.
Because it's just so insane.
Yeah.
Another one is like Alakazam. Its psychic abilities, when it becomes a Mega, are like so great that it actually has to control itself.
Yeah. I like that. Not only is Kangaskhan to me kind of a pseudo legendary, even though it's not. It's just that it hasn't really had an evolution of its own.
Yeah, and it looks a bit bulky. Yeah.
But also the Pokemon trading cards, it had like Mega Punch and did a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't know, and it had like a weird green beam thing behind it, just really cool.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Horsey and Seadra.
I really like.
This is
both
one
of
that
them.
this is one that just got better with each stage.
Yeah, it's like, that's the thing. Like when I was saying I love Kingler, again, I keep taking it back because I'm like, I love it from what I want it to be, but it's not that great. Whereas Horsey, between the anime, the fact that it's a water type and learn surf, the fact that it's like cute to begin with, and then Seadra is cool, and then Kingdra is even cooler. It's like the Polytype line for me. It's like all of them are pretty much on point. And the only difference in preference is how strong they get. It's like Kingdra's the best one. Kingdra's the best one, but like Seadra and Horsey are also great. It's just like they just get better because they get stronger. Yeah.
So Kingdra is a trade evolution. So where are we putting Horsey and Seadra?
I would put them in great. and then I would put Kingdra in perfect, only because I don't want to put any of them in good job. I'm like, they are a good job, but they're like good job in the terms that the Poliwag line is a good job. But then putting Kingdra in the same line as Horsey and Citra also feels weird. Because like Kingdra is absolutely, it's a dragon type, and it's used by Claire, and it's just
Right.
it's so prominent.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be an interesting thing. Maybe it would be a lot quicker than all the Pokemon, but like all the trainers and gym leaders and Elite Four, ranking
I thought
them.
about that, and I was like, it's like, well, you got Brock and Misty who are in the anime, and then you've just got the
But
rest
everyone
of them.
else, yeah. Maybe that's something I would do with someone who's more very familiar with like the lore and the stories.
Yeah.
Especially like as we get further on.
Yeah.
Because like I know a lot of people don't really like Claire because like you beat her and she's like, no, I'm not going to respect the fact that you beat me. You're going to have to go to the Dragon's Den and do the Elders challenge thing. And like everyone's like, I've earned my gym badge. How dare you make me do other things? And I'm like, oh yeah, but like her cousin's Lance, the Elite Four, she's a bit pompous. Like, it's fine.
Yeah. I've always seen that as like Whitney did the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, all the strongest trainers in Johto do that. It's like it's like
they got
when
an
you
ego.
beat the Miltank.
Yeah.
It's gonna, I'm like, I had to put an extra effort in for the Miltank. I had to put the extra effort in for Kingdra. So like, makes sense to me.
I really like Johto.
I put up with Whitney and her Miltank. I think I'm okay with Claire giving me some extra grief. Like, well, you're not, you're fine.
Yeah, but also like the Elder puts her in a place and goes like, Claire, give him the badge. You're being silly.
I know they say like, oh yeah, you're supposed to give it to him anyway, but I always saw it as like an extended challenge. Like, now that you've beat me and you have all the badges, well, you don't have my badge yet, but like, now that you've beaten me and I'm the last one, go complete this challenge, and then you were guaranteed the badge. It's like, because I'm the last one, there is actually an extra step.
Are you worthy for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Goldeen and Seaking.
I'm
not a fan.
I find them annoying.
I don't like Seaking more than I like Goldeen.
I was gonna say the other way around, but like,
I think Seaking's just ugly.
I find that's the thing. Like Seaking's stronger than Goldeen, but then Goldeen just flops around. I'm like, I hate them on both levels.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. Staryu and Starmie. They've got the red jewel. They've got the Brenton patented red jewel.
Not on their forehead to use psychic beams.
Yes, but it's we don't know where their forehead fucking is.
I mean, I like their whole like rapid spin Hydro Pump thing. It's one of those times where I'm like, the Staryu Pokemon card was like the first one someone handed me when I was like, what's Pokemon? So now think about it, Staryu's probably the first Pokemon card I had. Like, I was literally like, what is this? And I just remember it saying slap 20 damage. But then like, I look at Starmie and I'm like, I don't know if I like the design less or like that it's psychic, and like when you fight Misty in the Johto games, it's like she has a Starmie, and that just makes sense. Like, I don't know.
I definitely prefer Staryu to Starmie.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the design of Staryu better, but I think they're both on par for me.
Right. So are we talking good job or mid at best?
When I said, I'm like, Staryu, good job. Starmie, mid at best. As soon as you say good job, I'm like, well, I don't know if it's Starmie is a good job. You just changed the color of it and flipped it upside down.
Yeah, its arms are drooped. and now it's got
Yeah.
5 more.
I was like, your Staryu. I don't know if Staryu is also psychic, but like,
I
just
think
make
it
Staryu
is.
psychic. Even if it's not, it's like, I don't know if that's enough.
Mr. Mime. God awful.
Really? Yeah. Even in the anime, it's just annoying.
I'm just thinking of like the Pikachu movie, the Detective Pikachu movie. Like,
Yeah,
I really like a lot of the realistic textures of some Pokemon in that. Like, I think Charizard works really well. I really like how fuzzy Pikachu is. They nail a lot of that stuff. Like, I fucking love Legendary Pictures, or whatever the studio is that does they're the ones behind the Godzilla monsters, Legendary.
Yeah.
But like Mr. Mime, he just looks.
Yeah.
He looks like if I stood in the same room as him, I would need like a shower the second I left.
Yeah.
It's just
I
really
really like
gross.
the scene he's in. Like, as far as the movie goes, I really like the scene he's in, where they mime like setting the thing alight and he panics. But like, yeah, the just the visual of Mr. Mime in real life is nearly as bad to me as the Lickitung in real life.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting though when we get to Mime Junior and in Sword and Shield, the Ice type Mr. Mime, which I've put into really bad, but like that's splitting hairs to be honest. But like
Yeah,
I think
really
I
don't
like its evolution and its pre-evolution way more than
I
I like Mr. Mime.
I don't remember. Oh yeah, Mime Junior's okay. I think. I think.
It's like Bonsly is harmless.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Hooper. Except, you see, Hooper's gonna be one of those weird ones. Because I'm
I
like,
don't like Hooper.
I like the idea of it, but I watched the movie and now I hate it. Just the were you surprised? No, I wasn't. I'm an adult watching a movie where things happen that are very much expected.
How dare the
amount of
adult
times he
watch the
says
kids' film and
I thought that
expect
was what the
surprises?
original movie.
Mm.
They literally, maybe I should go into this rant later, but like, it said Pokemon the movie. I thought I was watching the Mewtwo one, just re-put on screen. I thought they'd re-released it or like whatever, like, made it
Yeah.
more whatever. And then I was like, what is this? Maybe this is the short before the movie. Like they've added something new to
They've
advertise the
added a
current
whole
generation.
hour to this fucking movie.
And then I was like, oh, this is just a Pokemon movie where all the legendaries show up. This is actually really cool. Like, I was just in nostalgia mode, like, wow, all the legendaries are here. But then the amount of times Hooper was like, were you surprised? What? No. Why would I be? Were you surprised? No. Were you surprised? Shut up.
I'm really strong.
God.
I like that he
Yeah,
bonds
by the
with
end,
Ash over donuts. Because
yeah,
donuts are round and they have a hole just like Hooper's rings.
I really like the rings, but I hate the dialogue.
Yeah. Scyther.
Yeah, Cypher's really cool.
Yeah, I
Put
don't.
it in great.
Yeah. Ooh, wait, no. I like Sizzle more.
Ooh. See, I don't.
You know
They
what?
took away the
If we're
side.
doing a generation per game, I feel like yeah, I'll leave it in grey and we'll come back to it when we get to Sizzle. Jinx.
Oh no, Jinx. Really bad.
Yeah. Electabuzz.
Ooh, I really like it.
Yeah,
I like.
I put it in great. Oh wait, hang on. I'd put it
Yeah.
in good
I like-
because I think Electivire is way better.
See, that's where we're gonna differ because I really like Electabuzz and Magmar, and I can't stand the design of their evolutions.
You like
It just looks
Magmar?
like
I
just
don't
looks like
like
they
any
buffed
of
and don't look
them.
right anymore. I mean, Magmar's duck face isn't so great, but like, I think it's the anime thing where he had Fire Blast. Like, and it's because they're right next to each other as well. Like, Electabuzz is exactly what I'd expect an electric type to look like, and then Magmar is basically made of lava.
I just can't get behind Magmar. It looks bad. But
Put it
fine.
down to mid at best.
No, I'll put it next to Electabuzz because you're right, they do sort of go together. Which just means when I become vindictive when we get to Gen 4 and I go, Electivire, I'm gonna have to lower both Electabuzz and Magby by like 4 stages to make room for like, you know, the actual good one. I don't like Magmortar either, like I think that one's hideous.
Yeah. I mean, actually, yeah, we'll see when we get to it, because I'm like, well, Electivire is not so bad.
Electivire is good. It looks really sleek. Pinsir and Mega Pinsir.
Ooh. Again, if you'd asked me as a kid, I didn't care for Pinsir much at all, but as an adult, I'm like, I remember the episode where Pinsir snaps the Metapod in half. I think it's the dream sequence. He's using like guillotine, and then just like I like the design of it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's one of the bug Pokemon. But I don't know if I'd put it as high as Scyther, is my thing.
I would, but I really like Mega Pinsir. It's the ability Aerialate, which turns normal type moves into flying type moves and gives them a 20% boost. So I just want you to think about it. Mega Pinsir, bug flying. Teach it the move Return, which, you know, gets stronger the more happiness your Pokemon has. It is the strongest normal type move outside of Hyper Beam, and Hyper Beam sucks. So turns it into flying, which means it gets same type attack bonus from Mega Pinsir being flying, but it also gets a 20% boost from the ability.
Yeah.
So it's Mega Pinsir is fucking insane. And so I will not be taking questions. They're both great.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Tauros.
Again, if you'd asked me as a kid, it's in the Safari Zone and I couldn't use it. But as an adult, I'm like, as far as a bull Pokemon goes, thumbs up.
Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna put it in great because it's. I really like the ride feature in Sun and Moon.
Oh yeah.
Just riding around on a Tauros felt really good. Just going anywhere in Alola.
Also, I was thinking of what M&J TV says about how in Kanto, it's like especially strong. Like they debuffed it later in the other games.
Right.
But like as far as the storming bull goes, like it's actually really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. It's just that I never got to use it. Like,
oh my god. Magikarp and Gyarados.
This is the trick, isn't it? Because it's like, well, Gyarados is right up there for me.
Magikarp is right up there for me.
I'm like, Magikarp, if it's the golden Magikarp, yes. But regular Magikarp, I think it's designed to be terrible.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It's designed to be useless, and that's why I think it is great.
Yeah, sure.
Like you look at that fish and you go like, oh my god, it evolves into Gyarados. It must be good and very valuable. And no, it is pathetic. And that's sort of the mistake that James makes in the anime. Going, you useless fish, then it evolves and it fucks shit up. Like Magikarp and Gyarados are fucking great. When we get to Hoenn, I think Feebas is going to go in mid at best, but Milotic's probably also going to go into great.
Yeah.
Because Feebas feels like Magikarp with diminished returns.
Yeah. I also just don't like Feebas.
I think
but there is that difference. You're right. If I see a Magikarp, I'm like, oh, the pointless fish that looks exactly like a pointless fish and then does what it is meant to. Whereas Feebas, I go, no, I don't like you. And then I don't want to bother with Milotic.
Yeah, well...
Because I'm just like,
I like the idea of Feebas being pretty unappealing as a Pokemon, and you enhance its beauty stat, and that's what causes it to evolve into a very
That's right.
graceful
Blue
Pokemon.
fish.
Yeah, but it's like,
Yeah.
I see your empowering message, and I go,
It's the same for me with Relican. It's like
I like
I like
Relicanth
that
a
you need
lot.
one to go to get one of the things, but as far as like when I look at it, I'm like, you just look like an ugly old fish.
It's a prehistoric
Like,
fish,
and
yeah.
you don't evolve. Like it doesn't evolve. It doesn't do anything. It's, yeah. I like that you need
Lapras.
one for rescues.
Oh yeah, no,
That's very
that's always cool. Relicanth and Wailord. I just really like Relicanth as like, oh, there are because you can only encounter it with dive in Hoenn, as like it's kind of the thing in real life. It's like the deeper you go in the water, the more likely you are to see fucked up shit. And that's like one of my I don't know what your opinion is of this Pokemon, but where is it? I really like where actually is it? There it is, Broxish from Sun and Moon. This very flamboyant, terrible looking fish Pokemon. Just because like
which one are you pointing at?
it's the one that's currently moving on screen.
Oh right, it's slightly below your screen. I can't see it because of the sound waves. Lift it up. Oh, okay, yep. Oh, that weird, colorful fish.
Yep.
It looks like it's gonna try and kiss me, and I want to run away from it.
Yep, I really like this Pokemon because it looks like a fucked up fish that you would actually find in the real world.
So that's why I really like is it Scolipede? I don't know if that's the evolution of the base.
Scolipede
Maybe I'm
is
thinking of the wrong one.
where is it?
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one because you scrolled up.
It's this one.
Oh, okay, yeah, not that one. Scroll back down to where you were. Yeah, where next to the sandcastle Pokemon.
Golisopod.
On the left. Yeah. I like those two.
I really like them as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
But back to
Yeah,
Kanto.
so the Lapras. Lapras goes right up there.
Yep, great or perfect?
Oh, I want to put it in perfect.
I think great.
Just the amount of stuff we like about it, and just like, I don't actually know what
They
it's
had
meant
one
to-
in the anime. It took them between the Orange Islands.
Like it's I don't know, what is it actually? Like a sea dinosaur?
It's the Loch Ness Monster.
Right, yeah. Because I was like, I know. Yeah. Yeah, and just like in the anime where he's doing the badge, Orange Island badge thing, and the ice beam, and the
Yeah.
it's because of I want certain Pokemon to have certain moves. Like I personally don't care for ice beam, but I was like, Lapras needs ice beam, and I don't remember if I could even learn it or not.
Yeah, well, it can. And like, I don't actually like the Orange Island arc of the anime, but like, just the traveling between islands kind of feels like the blueprint for Sun and Moon, so I can appreciate it for
Yeah.
that at least. Because I really
Well, that
like
was the
Sun
other
and
way.
Moon.
Like, I wanted Sun and Moon to be Orange Islands, like to go around and do challenges and stuff. So I was really annoyed when it was just.
Yeah, no, I can understand how mediocre it was to a lot of people.
Just checking. When my phone goes off and dings, is that coming through?
I can hear a pop kind of
Oh, okay.
sound, but and then I think you just go quiet for a bit. Just like a little second. But it's probably fine. We're up to Ditto.
Well, Ditto. I'd say good job.
Yeah.
Ditto I used to think was great. You could get it like level 65 in the unknown cave and whatnot. You get like, and then in Johto you could get it right before the daycare center. Like, it's really useful in all the ways that it should be. But then it's like, yeah, well, transform is a really cool gimmick. Again, when I try to use it, I'm like, it's actually really annoying. And again, I've got in a Pokemon card, like Shiny Original, was it Fossil time? I'm just like, yeah, there's a lot of it, but I don't know if it's all that great.
I think, this might be the issue of like we're not even sorting them out in their respective categories of like, oh, this one's probably top of good job.
Yeah.
And I literally cannot be bothered doing that because it's really splitting hairs. But like, I think Ditto is great for lore reasons. Like about games, Red and Blue, you find it in Cinnabar Island at the lab, where we know that Dr. Fuji was trying to clone Mew, and he created Mewtwo, and Ditto is the failed creations from that.
Did it actually confirm that? Because I remember those.
No. It's never been confirmed that Ditto is that, except for the fact that it has the cellular data to transform into every Pokemon. And Mew is said to be the ancestor of all Pokemon and contain DNA traces of all Pokemon. And also its shinies have the same coloration, the same blue.
Yeah. Like, it seems pretty inevitable that's the case. It's just like...
They don't need to confirm it in game. Like, that's the really exciting part about fan theories.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. And now we're up to Perfection, Eevee. Eevee is perfect.
I remember saying that, like, I like the evolutions and therefore Eevee's just kind of paled to me.
But without Eevee, we have no evolutions.
Sure.
I'd put Eevee in perfect and the rest in great.
Yeah, that's fair.
And like I prefer Sylveon and like Espeon and Umbreon to Eevee.
Yeah, I didn't like the other evolutions as much. I liked that, like, the regular stones made them ones. I know, I don't know if Leaf Stone makes Leafeon or not.
No, it doesn't. You need to go to a special rock in game.
Yeah, I don't care for that.
I'm fine with it.
I think I just like too that it's like the basic types as well. Like, I didn't necessarily want an ice type or a grass type's fine, but
I want Leafeon types.
Yeah, I'd love one for everything. But I think maybe it is just a Kanto thing as well. Like, maybe I'm just used to them. But like every time they add, like, I don't like the design of this as much. I like the idea of Eevee having an evolution for every type. It was just weird to me that I'm like, yeah, fairy one doesn't look as good.
I'm gonna fight you on this one. Sylveon might actually be like second or third best one.
Well, that's where it's like it genuinely might be a Kanto thing for me. It's like just like if they released these ones later, would I have gone? Yeah,
I think if they release them later, no one. Hang on, no, I can't even say that because like the opinions on like stuff like Doctor Who and Pokemon between like the uncritical masses seems to be like, oh, it's new, therefore it's good.
Dropped out.
Great, yeah. My streamers detected I'm talking critical of like Doctor Who again, and it's like, no, you can't be doing that. But it's like the consensus of the uncritical mass seems to be like, oh, it's new, therefore it's good. That I think if Jolteon was released today, people would love it still.
I think it is. Doesn't Sylveon have different eyes?
Yeah.
Because I think like Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, Espeon, and Umbreon all look like the same.
Yeah, they've generally got the same thing going on. Yeah. But that's the thing.
And then,
I think Sylveon is still a very strong design.
Yeah.
We're up to Porygon.
Ah.
That got you to stop talking about Sylveon.
But I think that's if Eevee's just going to be one of those like it's got so many forms. It's always just going to be a weird preference thing. But Porygon, don't care
I think
about it.
think it's one of those Pokemon that gets more interesting with its evolutions. I like
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it in good for now.
in
I like that
in
it
concept like the Ditto thing, there's a lot there. But unlike the Ditto thing, I've never understood like conversion. Like, yeah, I had the Pokemon card of Porygon. And its two moves were conversion, and I was like, this does no damage. It just changes its type to whatever it's up against, which then kills it.
well, it's because it's an
Like, I just
artificial
didn't get it.
Pokemon. I always take the idea that like a Pokemon that's normal type is really just like an undefined kind of type.
Yeah,
So the
I
idea
think
that
that's the,
Porygon's a synthetic Pokemon, it being normal type means there is no type. Conversion type is like, oh, it needs to copy something in order to have a type. Or it's
yeah, but
using
that's
it to gain like some advantage.
yeah, no, but like that's why I look at the other normal types and I'm like Chansey, Clefable, Ditto, Kangaskhan. I'm like, meh, Porygon. It's probably my least favorite of the normals.
Mm,
Excluding like flying type as semi-normal. Yeah, no,
far-fetched.
I don't think it would. I like Farfetch more than I like Porygon. Yeah,
I like that.
I like the idea of it.
I like in terms of its design, it's an evolution of 3D graphics. Of like you start off with something really blocky, then you refine it, then you refine it even more.
Yeah, but that's why I like Porygon 2 and Porygon. Well, maybe not Porygon Z, but I like
I
Porygon
like
2 quite
Porygon
a
Z
bit.
a lot. I like that it's kind of like a corrupted upgrade. Hence, you use the what is it the dubious disc, whereas Porygon 2 is just an
Yeah.
upgrade. Porygon Z is like, oh, someone came along and actually hacked it or something
Yeah,
and corrupted
that's
it.
true. Yeah.
I feel like more evil teams should be using Porygon Z or Porygon in
Yeah.
general.
Well, yeah, wasn't that the idea? Like, you can only get it at the game store, but that's where Rocket worked.
Yeah. Maybe it's not a real Pokemon.
Well, that's the other thing, is like with the Cinnabar Island stuff and the Giovanni stuff, it's like they're meant to be doing experiments and
Team
all this
Rocket's
stuff.
really got their
Like the
fingers
Master
in so
Ball.
many pies.
But now thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I don't like Porygon as a Pokemon, but I like all the lore it comes with.
Yeah. And God, we think of like simple things of like, we really like Electabuzz because it's a good Pokemon. And then Porygon down here in the good job as opposed to the great. It's like, oh, it's got all this really cool lore stuff going on for it.
On that, it's always annoyed me that I don't think you can get Electabuzz or Magmar in the places you would think you could. Like Cinnabar Island, you think Magmar would be there, and then Electabuzz would be in the power plant.
Are they
I
not?
don't think you can, in Pokemon Yellow, I don't think you can get either one.
Oh,
Because Mike gets to up a Magnemite, and I'm like, but this is the electric place.
right.
Why
Maybe
isn't
they're
there?
maybe they're in Victory Road.
I don't think they are. I think that was one of those things. I was trying to complete the Pokedex, and I hit a point where I was like, "Oh, you actually can't do this without trade? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. Like, I feel like if they're doing the third version of a game, it should just have everything in it.
Yeah. But it's like also like it didn't have either one. It's like you can make them like rare, like 5% or something, but just to not include either of them, why?
Yeah. On the topic
It's
of like
natural.
5% though, of like if I could choose the encounter rates for Pokemon in games, I would want every Pokemon to be available in the base game, in the game
Yeah.
regularly. But the encounter tables are selected from like a pool of acceptable Pokemon to be found in this area, and then for each save file, that is completely randomized.
That's where oh yeah, I don't think you can do it both at once, but the randomizer does let you pick a thing that says all Pokemon available, and it will make sure that each Pokemon is seen at least once. You can
Yeah.
also do it by area or by equal level. I don't think you can do it both at once. Which is
Right.
unfortunate.
I
Maybe
would,
you can.
yeah, the issue though is like I wouldn't want to be able to encounter legendaries. It's like basic.
No, yeah,
That's like the encounter pools for like say Route 1 of Kanto is like, oh, you can encounter your Pidgeys, your Rattata, your Caterpies, whatever. But you can also encounter Paris. You can encounter say a Geodude, but it's really rare. Oh, no, not even. But just all these low stage Pokemon, and then when you boot up the game for the first time, it'll select the Pokemon from the entire pool and go like, and these are the encounter rates for them.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
if you have a look at it, so I swear you can tick a box that says, like, legendary Pokemon stay in their event spots.
Right.
Everything else is random. So like, you can make sure that, yeah, you don't just have legendaries pop up straight
Right.
away. Level 5. I was trying to remember, like, what the actual... Because I do feel like you click one of them and then it's like, you've only got these options from here. But I'm like,
Right.
I do remember clicking every Pokemon at least once and not like running into, a high evolution straight away, but like it actually like swapped them out for Pokemon that made sense with their level. And yeah, I'll have to have a look at it again because there's definitely options for all these things. I just can't remember which bit give you which options. Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it'd be really cool to have that in the mainline games as like an actual thing implemented into it. Just because, like, on the one hand, it means you don't actually need to do 2 versions because everyone is going to load up their game and they're going to have a different encounter table. That like you would have to trade anyway just to be able to get the Pokemon that you, according to your encounter table, can't find.
Yeah. Well, that's where like it makes sense to have the 2 games initially, at least from a marketing perspective.
Not
Because
anymore.
it's all about trading. But it's like the 3rd game does make then sense of like if the first 2 are like, no, this is to encourage trading and whatnot. And it's like 2 halves of the game. You got to find a friend that has the other half, like a locket kind of thing. But then like the 3rd game is like, all right, you've done that now. We're just gonna like put in a finalized version where everything is sorted.
Yeah, ideally.
Yeah. Although at that point then you go, yeah, well, why don't you just do that in the first place?
Yeah.
Like why Pearl and Diamond if you can just do Platinum?
It was because we had to release a game at that point. We couldn't have possibly waited to just release Platinum. How would people be excited for Platinum if they didn't already know what Sinnoh was and the basic beats of the story and all the Pokemon that you'd encounter? It's impossible.
I mean, I am happy enough for them to release 2 halves, and you kind of get your personal preference of like, I want these Pokemon, so I'll just buy this half of it, and I'll play that one. And they get feedback from the 2 variants, and then make a perfect variant, ideally. Like, I don't mind that as an actual, like, get real-time feedback, and then make the best version of this you possibly can.
The issue with that, though, is, like, by the time they're getting the feedback, they've already basically finished all the planning, and they're already well into the development of the new game. That, like, or the 3rd version. And usually the turnaround for, like, the 3rd version is, like, a year.
Yeah.
Because, like, most of the assets are already there.
If they already know it, then, yeah, why not just release that to begin with?
Yeah. Well, it's meeting deadlines.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a fun there. Yeah, sell the original game as much as you, like, do as much work as you can within that time. Sell the game. Use that money to make a better game.
Which sucks as a business model, but hey.
Yeah.
I'm too tired to go into my anti-capitalist rant.
Yeah,
We're
it's
up to the
fine.
fossils.
Are we?
We're almost there.
Again, years ago, I didn't care for them much at all. Like, I always picked Kabuto because I like Kabutops. Never used either of them. But now with all this Lord Helix stuff, I just like Omastar and Kabutops.
I'm gonna
Just
put
as
them in good job.
Yeah.
All the fossils.
Have you seen the play as Team Rocket thing where I forget who did it, but someone was playing as Team Rocket, and they were like, there was this whole new story attached, like someone had actually ROM hacked it.
Oh, hang on. I know the
so
one that you're talking about. It's based on the Fire Red Leaf Green engine.
yeah, that was
And
like
I know
really good.
this because it would have been back in like 2017, I think, 2018 maybe. But I was
Yeah.
at Daniel's place, and we were just playing that, going like, oh, wouldn't it be really fun to do like a not a let's play, but just like a playthrough and upload it onto the Kushon channel. But we never got around to
Yeah.
finishing it.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about, and holy shit, that is. I feel
It's
old.
so good. I mean, I recently watched someone actually play through it. That's the only way I experienced it.
Right.
But like just seeing that story play out and them like discovering it. I think it was actually one of the people I
Oh,
regularly
it was
watch.
actually Daniel.
Nah, yeah, I'll find it in a second. Yeah, no, but like they have like the whole Giovanni subplot thing that I think is in the comics. Like the actual Mewtwo thing plays out because you're seeing it from Rocket's
Yeah, the inside.
perspective. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like but my favorite part was when Red comes up to you, like you've played as him, and Red when you do the fossil thing, you're like, oh, protect the fossils, and then you lose, and then the other Rocket team's like, he just like beat me. That guy's like a machine, and and he's like, what? Did you lose too? And you're like, yeah, sorry. And you're like, but you were guarding the things, like and the fact that he doesn't talk is now terrifying. Just such a good, yeah.
Right.
Where is it? Because I want to like actively. I don't know if anyone's watching this, but like, I want to actively recommend it. It might have been Point Crow. Yeah, Point Crow. What really happens in Pokemon?
Huh. That's an
It might be
interesting
the video.
title.
Yeah, because it's the picture of Red or Ash from the back, and then Bulbasaur crying. I may have the wrong video, but that one is an hour long, and I've definitely watched it. And I typed Pokemon Play Rocket, so that seems about right.
Right.
Although M&J playing Let's Go as Team Rocket is fun too. Anyway.
What are your opinions on Snorlax?
Ooh, I really like Snorlax.
I put him in great.
I have the original like Pokemon card of it. Yeah, I like it in the anime. I like it in the game, just that it's a big roadblock.
Yep.
That actually makes sense. I just like it as a like
it's just a big cuddly bear, and he eats a lot.
When you think about Snorlax.
Yeah. There's not really much else to say. Snorlax is great. Articuno.
Yeah. This is gonna get into personal preference of the birds.
Oh, what's your favorite of the birds?
I want to say Moltres because I just like the fire thing. But like I secretly think that Zapdos is the better of the three.
Oh, it's better competitively.
Yeah. But I think I like Moltres the most just because they turned bird into a fire bird.
I think I like Moltres the least. It's kind of like it looks like Fearow caught fire.
That's why I think I like it more, because I'm like, yeah, Fearow's too plain and the fire really had something.
Right.
It's like if Rapidash was horse, I'd be like, meh. Fire Horse, better. Not great, but better.
I think Articuno is probably my favorite, with Zapdos being
Yeah, I
like the
think
middle.
Oh, no, you know what it is though? Because again, I'm thinking Kanto specifically. Zapdos, you go into the power plant, which is like, you've heard of it.
Yep.
Just cool that it's right at the end of it. Like, you're going through the power plant, it's like, oh, hey, there's this legendary at the end of it. Wow. Big electric bird. And then Moltres, you've got the Pokemon 2000 movie, where I like the fire animation. I like it blasting fire, trying to escape. I like the lightning animation too. But also, like, it's in the Indigo Plateau. I think, no, Victory Road. That's what I'm thinking of. Like, it's out of the way, but it's like you're on your way to the Elite Four. Like, because to me, it's the last of the three I find. Whereas Articuno, I come across it in the Sea Foam, wouldn't know it was there unless I go through all the strength puzzles.
Surrounded by all the ice Pokemon.
Yeah, no, but it's like, for me, it's like, because the water forces you in a certain direction. I just got super lost in there, so I've always hated the Seafoam Islands, just as a general thing.
Yeah, I'm not a big
So, like,
fan
if
of
you
them.
know Articuno there, I wouldn't bother. But I've realized the reason Articuno has always been on the bottom of my list, even though it's perfectly fine, is the sprite in Pokemon Yellow looks like Falcor from Neverending Story.
Oh god.
Except it's super goofy. Like, that image right there is a nice image of Articuno. Like, it's a big ice bird. I really like that image. But the image of Pokemon Yellow is the goofiest. Like I say, every time I've caught all three, I've just gone, this thing looks stupid.
Right.
And so that is ingrained as Articuno as my own.
I'm kind of curious then, if you like, they're not on this this tier maker thing, but if you want to look for the Galarian versions, I'm really curious if your opinions change at all on any of them.
Oh yeah. Again, I really liked that Moltres becomes like red and black.
I still think it looks terrible.
I think I like all three, to be honest. Like, Articuno becomes this like mystic sage looking thing.
Yep, it shoots lasers out of its eyes.
I'd hold back a little bit on Zapdos, like it becomes like an emu. But I'm like, it was an electric bird with big stabby wings.
Yeah.
And now it's this weird.
Now it's a giant running chicken. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind its color scheme, but yeah.
I think
I like it. Yeah.
Pretty sure my opinion stays the same. Of like, I like Articuno better than I like Zapdos and Moltres. I think Moltres is just ugly no matter what.
Again, I think it's helped by, you don't think it's bad sprites at this point. But, oh, no, I really like Dark Moltres. Just, darkness and fire. Just yeah, that's going to be a...
I think it worked for Charizard. It doesn't work as well for Moltres. And I think it's the beak on, the beak and the head.
I will say the beak. But I like the phoenix nature of it. The beak is certainly bad. the big flames coming out, the like trickly shadow wings, just. Oof.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave them in good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite.
This is where it depends on how Dragonite looks. I don't like it when it looks cute and dopey.
Well, like, that's just how the art goes.
Yeah. But it has a big, scary dragon at the end of the game. It is great. Yeah, that's the Hi, I'm Dragonite. I'm here to talk to you about whatever education thing is happening that week. It always looks like it's awkwardly waving.
Miss Frizzle's having the week off, so I'm here to take you on a journey.
It's like Dragonite is Bonnie.
Yeah, I see that. But I think the correct thing would be Dratini is great, and the other two are good job.
Yeah.
Although I'm really biased again, because in Gold and Silver, or Johto in general, like when you talk to the Elder, at Dragon's Den. I think it's just in the post game. He'll give you a Dratini
Yeah.
to raise, and I was like, oh, that's really neat. You earn their respect, and you also get a dragon Pokemon of your own to train. And in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it has the move Extreme Speed, I'm pretty sure. It had a special move that made it worthwhile. Yeah, that was just good. And yeah, we're still going, Bardo, but we're gonna finish soon. We just need to get through. What is it? Mewtwo and then Mew, and then we're done for tonight.
I do want to add though, this is the tough thing about Dragonite's weird change in evolution design.
Yeah, it looks like Gyarados is meant to be the evolution of Dragonair.
For every visual I get of Dragonite being this big, thick, like Dumbo, there's also like a image of him either like in a big epic sky or shooting a beam or rising from the ocean. Like then you got like Dragonair that looks like a big spiritual dragon thing, and it's like I don't like Dragonair's design in the games, but looking at this image, I'm like, man, Dragonair looks a lot better than Dragonite.
Yeah.
But it's like why not keep the color scheme? Why does Dragonite's mouth look so pudgy? Like I don't know. It's just like
yeah.
There's the Orange Island thing where you threat. It's like yeah.
This is the same Dragonite that in Gold and Silver, when you and Lance go to Mahogany Town and you find the Radio Shack with the Team Rocket base, he has Dragonite use Hyper Beam on one of the guys.
Yeah.
Like
whoa. Yeah. It's like it should be this big threat, and it is sometimes. It's just like that's how you draw it.
Yeah, it's
whereas I find Dragonair always looks like that when it's like Dragonair should be the Falcor big luck dragon thing.
Yeah, I always think Dragonair should evolve into Gyarados and Magikarp into Dragonite. That's just what it looks like.
If I look at Gyarados and Charizard and think they're better dragons sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I just wish Dragonite looked more. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I wish Dragonite looked more dragony. But
Yeah,
I think it's just more on the same level as Dragonair.
Yeah, it goes from this Eastern-looking water snake to just an American dragon.
Yeah.
Americanized. That was a good show. Anyway, we're up to Mewtwo.
Yeah. See, Mewtwo for me is perfect. Like the fingers, the power of it, the fact that it's in the end of the game.
The lore
has 2 Mega Evolutions.
I'm gonna put Mew up there as well.
Yeah.
It also has 2 Megas, by the way. I think.
Yeah. No, that's
I think they're actually mid.
I think it's because I played Y that I have Y, but I don't like the bulkiness of X.
I think I would agree with that. I think Y is better. It's faster, its special attack gets better, it's more slender, sleeker.
It reminds me of the Freezer evolution.
Yeah.
Where like it goes from sleek to... Yeah.
Is there anything else to add to Mewtwo and Mew?
I was going to make a joke about how we're on to Johto, but
no.
We'll be here for a 72-hour stream.
I thought this wouldn't take this long.
I mean, there's a lot of Pokemon.
I feel like this would have gone way quicker if I was just doing this. But I also wouldn't be talking as much. I'd just be like, but I don't really like this one. I guess I'll put, yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, the further we go, the less I'm going to be familiar.
Yeah. Oh, there's an interesting, just 2-second thing we can do. What's this Pokemon called?
I want to say Swabble.
Swabble. You're close, it's Sobble.
Swabble. Swabble, yeah. I say Swabble.
Yep. What's this one?
Wooloo?
Yep, you
Wooloo?
got that one.
Some of these I'm like, I recognize it, but oh god, yeah, I was like, I looked straight at that and went, oh no, I recognize it, but oh god, what is it called?
His name is Chewtle.
Oh, right.
Because a chewing turtle. What's this one?
What's this? Squirmy or something?
There's electric dog.
Yeah.
Come on, its
name is not Squirmy.
Its name is very obvious. It's Yamper. What about this one?
No. See, I've seen all these, but I don't know their names. I feel like the bigger one is called like Vulcan Rock or something.
Nope. It's Roly Coly, Carcol, and Colossal. It's the Division.
Yeah. It's simple yet undescribable. Yeah, I'm sure that's what good writers say. I've got a really simple idea that I can't describe. Well, good thing you're a writer then.
Yeah. Just look for a thesaurus, Chibnall, please.
Just a basic book on show don't tell. Anything.
Or
Look up YouTube.
No, hang on. No, I don't think I care enough about him learning.
Yeah, just
stop. Just get out of the business, please. And that's the thing. After next year, I don't have to care about anything he creates. It's just a shame that he's caused so much damage to a thing that I like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. It's just learn storytelling on your own time. You've had 3 seasons.
And you've actually gotten worse.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. I am really tired of just sitting here looking at Pokemon. Any closing thoughts? Other than next time, assuming the list doesn't just reset when I refresh the page or whatever, or when I load it up again, we're probably gonna disagree with like half the things we've done here.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting with Kanto because I'm just going to have a lot of familiarity and it's hard to judge how much of it is, oh, I recognize that from Kanto, and how much is just like stuff like Magnemite is hard because it's like, well, if I hadn't grown up with it, how would I actually feel about it? Yeah. Whereas like, the later we get in designs, like I used to draw the Kanto ones. Whereas it's really just going to come down to, did I see it and want to use it? Or did I just never interact with it whatsoever? Because I interacted with most of the first 3 generation Pokemon.
Right.
In some form.
And that's why this was my idea for a stream. And the other person, like, here's the thing. I was thinking, it'd be really cool to get like a bunch of people. But after this, I'm like, nah, it might not have been a good idea to get anyone for this. Yeah,
you get too many cooks in the kitchen going, but I like that one.
But it's probably really lucky that another person I asked along to this was like, nah, I don't really care about tier list things.
I find them an interesting challenge, just trying to rank stuff.
Yeah. Which we're not really. We're just going like, does it fit into this category, this category, or this category? Because I'm looking at the James Gatts of Pokemon, and I'm like, is Exeggutor meant to be at the top of the list? What would I put there?
Yeah. And this is the other part too. It's like, because we're debating it and I'm deciding how I feel about it as I think about it. It's like, it's just interesting to see where I sit and then where you sit and where it ends up.
Yeah. Most of them are going to end up in mid at best, or Yeah. Or at least that would be ideal. because then we can really start diluting the pools for like, you know, perfection and good and great. And like presumably more Pokemon means we'll actually be able to qualify what makes a Pokemon god awful.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Like, you get down to, I'm gonna end up that lady who names all the Pokemon absurd things. So we get to like Gen 6, and I'll be like, I know I've played this game, but I don't know what that is. And then it'll be like, is it bad because I look at it and go, what's that thing? Or is it just because it's, new and a different design team, and I don't recognize it, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, but that's a future problem. I'm not even sure if that's going to be like the next stream I do, that we just continue this, or it'll be like somewhere down the road, maybe next Wednesday. Maybe that's what we do on Wednesdays now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm looking at that teacup thing and being like, wait, there's a teacup Pokemon now?
Yeah, its name is Sinistea.
I've softened on Trubbish, I've softened on the ice cream cone, I've softened on the sandcastle. Like, I've gone, no, you know what, Kanto had this as well. Like, it's not a white. Since when does Pokemon use everyday things? I don't know. Every time I see a new one, I'm like, why is there a teacup? How is it?
Its name is Sinistea, and its evolution is Poltegeist.
I mean, as far as that goes, ghosts that inhabit objects, and ghosts that put themselves in objects make sense.
Yeah.
Possess, that's the word.
It's there's no need to use proper words. Our brains are turning to mush.
Yeah.
Botter's asking, so when are we going to number the Pokemon in order of best to worst?
Oh, pain.
I think that would just be like organizing the boxes here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that I'm invested marginally in the idea of going like, what are the perfect Pokemon?
I feel like if we were to like absolutely number them, it would be better off each making our own list, just to be like, because to really get it down to like the best one would be really difficult when it will just come down to like preference.
And at that point, I wouldn't do a stream at all. I would just say, let's post our lists online somewhere. I don't care. Because like, we'd go like, oh, and number 842, what do you have there? Oh, I have Magby. What do you have? You've got Mega Ampharos.
That's what I remember. At that point, I'd be happy just to throw up a stream of my own and be like, here's how I'm actually going to justify my list, and that's all there is to it. But like, yeah, because I feel at that point the debate would make it really difficult to actually stick on anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure the stream was a mistake.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
was it?
Well, no, I mean, it's still going. It's just, I was like, well, if I'm going to close it, I might as well just close the Discord viewing.
Yep, that makes sense. Oh, no, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm going to stop stream now before I actually fall asleep, because, like, oh my god. I'm going to be back on Friday, probably playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. Actually, I don't know anymore. I don't know what my plans are. I just sort of make them up like half an hour before stream or whatever.
I suspect that's what makes it easier for me, because it's like, yeah, you've got to do all the setup and stuff, and I just show up and argue with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that at that point, like, the arguing makes it easy for me, because, like, I'm not gonna fall asleep during that. And if I do, actually, hang on, there's nothing you can do.
I mean, I just try and keep busy.
Until I wake up. And then I wake up and go like, oh, what the fuck? 2 hours have passed.
It's like,
What did I
people
miss?
suddenly like, who's this new guy?
There's 80 people here. Did you fucking take over my stream?
How did you get twice as many views? What happened here?
How did you do that when the screen is still the same? Yeah, I'm gonna